Hello, everybody. Welcome to After the Credits, episode 121.
Ooh.
If the show was a vampire, it could drink today.
That's a good one.
Taz,
How's
how
it
are
going?
you?
I'm good, man. How's your week been and everything?
You know what? It's been a crazy week. I feel like I've been.
And it's only Monday.
It's only Monday. I guess the last week has been crazy. It's
Yeah.
been a lot of shows wrapping up, things starting up. I played 2 separate video games this week, which is a rarity for me. I started a new continuity of my favorite franchise, which is very exciting. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
News came out. I know we're about to enter precipice of summer kind of blockbustery season. I think I'd argue this week was the first week of summer blockbuster. I'd say
yeah.
I think Mortal Kombat 2 was the kickoff of
yes
blockbuster season. Which, did you see Mortal Kombat 2?
I have not seen it, but I've seen a lot of talk about it online. There's actually a movie coming up. What would it be at the end of this week that I'm very excited to see. I think I might end up going and seeing this in theaters. I didn't think I was going to. Yeah, go for it.
Is it Obsession?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I'm actually really excited for that one. Dude, it looks so good. And now that I'm kind of into horror and thrillers and stuff like that a little bit more now, more so than I was even say this time last year. Plus the fact that we've got a Superman and Lois alum in there, in a title role. Come on. Yeah. I mean, I think that's an easy sell for all of us, I think.
Someone said it in our Discord, and I don't remember who, but someone was out of all the Superman and Lois cast to book a new big thing, I was never would have expected her, Sarah. Nothing against Sarah. I think she's a great actress, but
it just shows how they didn't give her enough to do in Superman and Lois. She was hiding this the entire time.
She's fantastic. Yeah, and it's not that she was bad in Superman and Lois, but she never got these big emotional moments.
She didn't get the material. She didn't get the material to work with, and the talent was always there, which is insane to think about. But this movie looks really good. It looks like it could be a good classic, hard-hitting kind of horror thriller-esque movie that might be talked about for years to come.
I'm excited. I don't know if I'll see it in cinemas, just because I'm a jumpy little guy and I like to be in the comfort of my own home when I watch a movie like that. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go see it by myself. If I can get somebody to come with me, sure. Solo adventure, probably not. So
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Okay. But you are seeing Star Wars, I assume, in a couple weeks here, right?
Yes, I am. That's going to be a busy week for me, but I'm going to get out there to see it when I can. Rumor has it my brother's already made plans to go see it without me, so,
We'll just drive over here. We can go see it together. It'll be great. Yeah.
Darren and Taz, IRL. Let's do it.
Let's check in with some of our chat members here. Jeffrey is in the house. Hello, Jeffrey. Actually, I lied. I finished 3 games this week because I finished Kingdom Hearts #1. Shout out to all my Kingdom Hearts. Not up on the channel yet. I obviously record ahead of time, but yeah, we finished. I put in about 70 hours of that game.
Okay,
it's crazy stuff. I know, but okay.
I know those games are long. I know. Long. Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of me I'm gonna go make a sandwich and leaving my game on as I go do that. And it's I forgot to turn it off or whatever.
Well, I hate doing that. So anytime I'm not playing a game, when I was playing through Resident Evil, Requiem and everything, I would physically if I knew I was gonna be gone for longer than a bathroom break, I would close the entire game just so the in-game timer wasn't running. Yeah, it just I don't know. So to me that's always been kind of important, especially playing games on Steam where that number is always going. I've got a friend that's got hundreds of hours in Requiem, and I know it's just because he left his PlayStation 5 on with Requiem running for extended periods of time. And dude, how do you have 300 hours in this game that just came out. There's no way you've played this for 300 hours, but sure. That's exactly what happened. Is he definitely just left the console on, went to work, did the, it's ridiculous. But
I'm like a big like my big thing is I can't beat a boss. I'm too stressed. I'll just go on my phone and do something else for a while and be like, oh, it's been 20 minutes and still just going.
Mm-hmm.
Cody in the chat. Hello, Cody.
Hello.
Hello, Cameron. Hello, Harrison. What's it good people? Hello, Harrison.
Hello, all the peoples. Darren, what happened? Okay, well, Darren's gone for a minute. He'll be back, I'm sure. I guess it's my show now. So while Darren's gone, here's something I did want to talk about.
I got freaking Thanos. Briefly. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I
clicked a comment and it kicked me out of the whole software.
Oh, here, this is what happened to you. I gotta show this because I started some more stuff for Black Flag Remastered came out, and Matt Ryan dressed up in the Edward Kenway costume.
Okay, hold on.
And recreated the Absolute Cinema meme.
Well, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely awesome. Yeah. I thought that was just fun to share. I didn't know how long you'd be gone, so I
don't know. It was weird. There's a new Man of Tomorrow today, or casting for Man of Tomorrow. Yes, we'll be talking about that.
Oh yes,
we're gonna be doing some news here in a handful of minutes after we do some.
A couple pieces of Superman news then today. Not the same Superman property.
The last couple of days are like, here's everything. It's like, holy shit. Okay. I want to do some what have we watched this week though, because we have two main shows to talk about, two main things of main content to do. There's a lot of little stuff I watched this week, or it's just random stuff we typically wouldn't talk about. I want to put on here. Do you have anything that you're like, oh, I watched this or I did this? That you want to go through?
Nothing new, but I was stumbling through some movies this weekend.
Okay.
And anytime I watch it, I will take the moment to talk about how much I appreciate this movie, how much it is 100% always and forever will be my favorite movie, number one on my letterbox. Darren, can you guess this film?
Number one on your letterbox?
Yes.
Number one on your letterbox.
Easily my most watched movie of all time as well.
I feel like I should know this.
I think I've mentioned it a couple times.
Fuck.
I think you're gonna kick yourself when you figure out
SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. I actually don't know.
It does start with an S.
Superman. It's not Superman.
No. The original Sandlot movie.
Oh, okay. Yes. I think we have talked about this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just was looking for something to watch. Turned on the original Sandlot. Dude, it's such a good movie. I can hop in there and watch it at any time. It is. Well, yes, it's a period piece kind of movie. It's timeless in the fact that the story is so good. The story is so good, and just I'm constantly entertained, always laughing at the jokes, no matter how many times I hear them. And just if I'm looking for something to turn on, and I don't want to have to think too hard about it, and I just want a good comfort movie, Sandlot. It's always the Sandlot for me. Will always and forever be my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
And I still need to get myself a pair of PF Flyers.
Yeah, I watched that pretty young. I watched that one pretty young, and it was like, oh, this is sick. This is awesome.
Yeah. But aside from that, I didn't watch anything crazy. Rewatching some Invincible episodes. Saw a couple of season 1 Dexter episodes as well.
Okay, all right.
Which is so interesting.
We haven't talked about that yet, have we? All the Dexter.
No, there's a ton of Dexter news that I think let's save that for a week where there's not a ton of stuff going on. But yeah, I do want to really talk about a lot of that. It just I was I'm getting the itch a little bit. So
I've been getting the I kind of miss watching Dexter because this time last year I was binging it, and now we're approaching summer again. I'm like, I had a lot of fun last summer. I think I need another big summer binge, a show that will last me through the summer. I'd be like, this summer I watched this.
And that's why I wish what is it? Spider Noir. I wish that was not that's an all at once drop, right?
Yeah.
I wish it was
There's not a lot this summer in terms of long shows. Like, well,
I don't think so.
I mean, you know, Lanterns will be late. Like, I think there's a lot in like August, so that's late summer.
But then that's gonna be post the Supergirl movie too, because Supergirl comes out end of July. Yeah. And then it'll be about the same gap between Supergirl and Lanterns as there was for Superman and Peacemaker, I believe.
Yeah. And then, you know, obviously the Superman animated show is coming out in June. That thing actually saved us. I think that really is going to help us out. And obviously we're going to be tackling X-Men and stuff like that too, which will be fun.
And then I heard some stuff, My Adventures with Green Lantern. Is that coming out this year? Is that coming out next year?
Do we not There's no dates. I know tomorrow we're getting upfront stuffies, I think tomorrow. So we're getting a bunch of stuff for Disney and Warner Brothers, and we'll talk about that when we get into the news of it all. But I wanted to go down a list of a couple of things I watched this week I wanted to talk about. The first one I wanted to bring up with you here. I don't know how much you care about spoilers for it. There's actually not that much spoilers to even go into. But Dynamite's Ben 10 comic came out this week.
Oh, yeah, please tell me everything about it. Tell me everything about it.
This has been like my hyper fixation all year, just the like new Ben 10 is coming and new continuity is coming. They're obviously from this point onward, rest of the year, I think we're getting monthly Ben 10 content, which is just very fun. Issue 1 was interesting to me because it was a little disappointing, a little tiny itty bitty bit disappointing to me, just because for one, expectations are up here because it's my favorite thing coming back, obviously. But I think the first issue is very interesting because it is about like 5 minutes in total of the classic pilot. I don't know how much you remember of the pilot episode of Ben 10.
I remember it like the back of my hand.
Okay, so the issue starts when they're at the campfire. Right, when they're all around, this is a boring summer and blah, blah, blah. And it ends shortly after he gets to watch. So it isn't...
Does Grandpa Max threaten to make mealworms or something?
He hasn't mentioned the gross worms or anything yet. He hasn't mentioned that stuff. I think a lot of it that's interesting. Like, there are some changes that I'm very interested that, like, where are they going with that thing? I actually wrote a couple of these down. Actually, I'll mention them real quickly if you don't care about spoilers.
No, yeah, go for it.
So one of the big differences, and they actually haven't even like officially actually had their own notebooks. I can't even read those off. But one of the big differences that they said before the comic even came out is that Ben's parents is going through a divorce. Like that was one of the big things going into the comic book was that. You know, the thing about Ben that's so different than so many other heroes is he kind of has a perfect life. Like, Ben doesn't have an Uncle Ben moment. He doesn't have a Gwen Stacy. Like, the closest to that is when Grandpa dies in, like, Alien Force, but they bring him back, like, 20 episodes later. So it's not, like, a real... Like, they don't, commit to it. So, like, he goes through very little stuff. So that was very interesting to me. And there's already a theme about, like... Ben running away from his problems, and I'm actually kind of really interested in that. I'm really liking the potential direction of that. He's using his like sumo slammer cards as like his escapism up until this point of just like, I have these, so I'll be okay. I don't care what you say. I got this thing, and I'm really excited for the potential of like, now he has a watch that can do all of these crazy things. Like, I'm excited for the potential of a character that uses these powers to escape the real life circumstances that he's going through, I think is really interesting. Apparently he wasn't even supposed to go on the trip in the first place. They just kind of last minute was like, yeah, you should come with us to help get you away from this situation that you're in. It was supposed to be a Grandpa Gwen dynamic.
Interesting.
Which that is interesting. They haven't done that into the comic yet, but that's just things that they've talked about before going into the comic.
Nice reference to that alternate universe episode where Gwen gets the watch instead. I guess,
yeah, that's also very interesting. It's like that would actually be very cool if they dive into that, or like it could have been me, right? If this happened differently, I would have had that watch, or I could have got the watch. Like, that's really fun.
And I wonder how far they're going to dive into like the watch was originally meant for Grandpa Max. That'd be very interested in that. There's a big like military
subplot happening right now, which was not in the original. Like the military are kind of around it instantly, and so when they arrive at the cross site and there's just an empty thing, there's an empty field there. They're like, okay, let's chase this thing. So they're kind of chasing after Ben. Ben fights this like giant robot bear in the first issue, which was kind of the first thing he tackles. That was also not in the original pilot. A lot of theories about what the bear is. Is it a Dr. Animo thing, or is it like a Vilgax, robot muse clone kind of thing? They kind of did that with classic like Rojo, where like his drone's attached to this woman and she became like half cyborg, So is that what's going on? Whatever. The watch, I don't know if you've seen the pictures. I think I showed you a picture of the watch. It looks more alien-y.
Yeah, they've definitely kind of like played up the art style a little bit. Like I think the comparison that I'm seeing for this is like Ben 10 Ultimates universe, right?
Sure. Yeah, it's very kind of venomy. It's very like symbiote-y. It kind of slimes around. In the original, Ben like goes to reach for the watch and it attaches.
Yeah, and then it just jumps on him.
Comes to Ben. This kind of like he's standing there and he kind of comes onto him. And there was like a really interesting line I was really curious about was like when he was approaching it, he's like, I don't feel too well. Like there's something weird about, like he had a weird feeling, almost like it was some kind
I've got a bad feeling about this.
It was giving me like radiation vibes, kind of like when you're around radiation, it kind of makes you feel a little queasy. That was interesting. It's Freddy Fazbear. Like Ben said, yeah, no, Ben is very much more like Gen Z. Like
I did see one. What did he say? Did he say rage bait?
He said rage bait. He likes Five Nights at Freddy's. He's a little bit more Gen Z coded. There's a whole thing about Grandpa taking their phones because he wants them to enjoy the summer. So now they have to deal with like cell phones in Ben 10, which later Ben 10 had cell phones too, but classic, it wasn't really as big of a thing. It was like starting to be a thing, but nothing they had to worry about in the writers.
Do you think this Ben plays Fortnite? And if he played Fortnite, would he get his own skin?
I don't know. I could see it. It would make sense if he played. I don't know. Harrison already brought it up. I like Gwen being an alien conspiracy theorist. Yeah, she's already kind of super into aliens. She's super into, that's kind of her obsession. She was more into like she always kind of was, right? Yeah, she got into that a bit later. She was kind of a school nerd. I am really curious about that though, to see what direction they take Gwen. Are we going to, they've kind of said that this comic is their way of like streamlining their ideal version of like the franchise. Like this is like their chance, kind of like what the Invincible show is for Robert, being like this is
like the definitive viewing of the show, or of the
they've kind of
said
that's what they want this comic to be, like their dream ultimate version, which is I think really interesting because Ben 10 is the king of like retcons and changing their minds and doing different things. So Gwen is going to be interesting because she's had like 3 different, like she was very magic based and then she's alien based and then she's alien and magic based. Kevin's the same way, where like he was a mutant and then he was an alien and then he was kind of back to a mutant and then they're like, that was all fake to begin with, and he was always this, he was a hybrid thing, and it's like they kept changing it. So those things I'm really curious to be, okay, what is the current definitive version of these characters in a very interesting way. What's this say? Ben not being able to control the Omnitrix is an interesting angle. Yeah, he does. Like so far, he hasn't dialed, right, which is interesting. So far, he just slapped the watch and he just got aliens, which I don't know if that's an artistic choice or if that is like in canon he doesn't have options, which would be fascinating if that's what the way they go. One of the other big changes is typically in the classic, his first alien is Heat Blast. It is no longer Heat Blast. It's Forearms this time around. Forearms is the first one, which I'm also not super, super shocked about. Forearms has kind of become the like mascot of Ben 10 Classic. Like he's kind of everyone's favorite.
But I don't know. Whenever I think of, like, I do think of Forearms, but if I think of a Ben 10 alien, I don't know why, but Heat Blast
I like
is kind of the one. Yeah, that's the one that comes to mind. Like he's also the one that got he got Fortnite-ified, right?
Sure, you're sure. Yeah, a Fortnite. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if that's your Fortnite character, that's your that's I don't know, because again, that was the first alien that he turned into. So for me, if I think of a Ben 10 character or a Ben 10 alien, rather, I think instantly of Heat Blast. Like,
I like Heat Blast at all. He is in this first issue, to be fair. Like, as soon as he turns out of forearms, he goes and does Heat Blast. That was another thing.
Does he burn the forest down again?
He hasn't yet, but we're still in the forest at the end of the issue. Forearms could not take on the bear. Heat Blast did, though. Like, Heat Blast was able to take down the bear, which was
nice,
interesting. I am also curious about the timeout of it all, because he transformed pretty quickly from one to the other. I'm wondering, that's weird though, because Ben 10's continuity with that is always very weird. Like, it's supposed to be 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like he's got 10. Yeah, he's got 10 minutes of with the alien, and then he's got a 10-minute cooldown, right? Yeah.
It's hard to tell if it's like in universe it was a little bit of a time jump and then he did it, because it's hard to tell in comic books, right? When page to page, it's hard to be like, oh, it could have been 10 minutes. We just didn't get that time lapse or whatever, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, I'm liking the first issue. I'm liking kind of some of the directions we're going. There's some changes I really like. I always like when these new. It would be easy just to tell the classic thing again, and it's like the same exact thing again. They could have done that. But I'll be mostly curious for issues 2 and 3 and 4, the next couple issues, to see kind of where we go. Because so far, it is just a pilot. We did get Vilgax at the end of the issue. We got a little tease of Vilgax. He's shirtless this time. He has like a 8-pack. He's kind of like a.
He's ripped.
He's kind of piratey, which know what. I can take or leave Vilgax at this point. I don't know how much of the OG continuity that you watched, but they did Vilgax a lot.
Yes, they did. Like, they just kept bringing him back. Like, to me, he's like the villain for the OGs, and then I did kind of fall off a little bit. Like, so I watched Alien Force when that first came out. And then it transitioned to Alien Swarm? Is that correct?
Alien Force, Alien Swarm was one of the live action movies. So classic Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, and
Ultimate
then
Alien.
Omniverse.
Yeah, yes. I think I skipped out mostly on Ultimate Alien, and then I watched like a little bit of Omniverse, but it was I couldn't vibe with the art style for that one, so I didn't really.
It takes some getting used to.
I didn't watch a ton of that, but I know roughly beat for beat kind of what happened in most of them, but like the Ben 10 continuity for me is that original series and then Alien Force.
Yeah, and I think each season he gets a little worse. Like, he just kind of gets going downhill. Like, classic is peak Vilgax without a doubt. Alien Force season 3, every other episode Vilgax is back again, because like the producers wanted that season to feel like Ben 10 Classic again, and it kind of ruined the entire show. So every episode he would come back and beat and die again, or he'd come back and beat again, come back and beat again. It wasn't good. And then they did him again at the end of Ultimate Alien, and in Omniverse he's even worse. And so like I'm kind of Vilgax is my version of like the Joker for so many Batman fans. I like him, but I don't necessarily need him right away. I would have liked maybe some other villains, maybe introduce him later, kind of thing. I don't know. Would have been, but I get it. He's the main villain. They want him back. I get. I understand.
Kind of like another show we watch, constantly using their villain for like what
Reverse Flash,
3, like 5 of the 7 seasons.
Yeah. But that's another thing I hope they streamline. Like, Vilgax is someone I want them to have, because they kind of rebrand him every single show, and they never kind of get back to the vibe of that original classic. So I do think this is a good opportunity to like make him cool again, like really make him a cool guy. Let me read some of these. I feel like I went on a tangent there. But,
no, you're good. You're good.
I'm not sure if this is a hot take, but I really dig the Heat Blast design first transformation panel. Yes, it looked fantastic. I like Heat Blast design more than I like Forearms design. Not that Forearm looks bad.
Ooh.
Forearms' head kind of looks like his head's a little like rectangular-y, and it kind of looks a little weird to me. But Heat Blast.
How close are these designs to those concept art things that we looked at?
Let me
few months back.
Let me see if I can't find a couple of panels from the new comic. I don't know how.
And how many issues is this going to run? Or I guess is this first run going to be?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they've come out and said exactly how long it's going to be. This first issue was about 10 episodes, or it was about 20 pages. Which I do kind of wish maybe for the first one, maybe they could have had like
It seems, from what you're describing, it seems short, and that's kind of my thing as to why I'm not getting things right now. Is like I was for a minute there buying, like single issue comics and stuff like that, but I like complete stories.
Me
so too. I will wait until something's done and then buy a collection of them. Like that's why I got this Invincible what is the omnibus, right? Is like it's a large collection of stories. Or I've got that 75th anniversary Green Arrow graphic novel collection, or the what is it, the Three Jokers collection. Like I like having full complete stories if I'm looking
you can just
for like
read it through.
Exactly. Like sometimes if like a cover speaks to me or whatever, I'll pick up like a single issue or something like that. But I'm also too, my closest comic shop is kind of so far out of the way that I have to, like, I make it a thing if I actually go into the store to buy comics, or I just buy things on Amazon.
Sure.
I
would say if you're someone out there is on the fence if they want to get into this, I might wait a couple months and just stock up on a couple, because as much as I liked this, it's it's a taste. It's like an entree of what's to come.
Oh yeah.
So
it's like a little tease.
So yeah, this is Heat Blast.
Oh, that's cool.
I really like the Heat Blast design. Obviously, he doesn't have the classic like facial features that you would typically have with Heat Blast, but I think he's one of my favorite designs that we've got. Oh, where'd we go with that?
We got Heat Blasted.
And I can't find one of Forearms, but I bet if I looked hard enough, I could. But I like it. I like where we're going with this. I think they're doing some cool stuff. I know next week or next month is going to be a heavy, like Cannon Bolt heavy, or I guess we're getting introduced to Cannon Bolt at least. I don't know how heavy it's going to be with him, but so that's exciting. I'm a big Cannon Bolt guy. I think we're getting Crab next week as well. I don't know how, or next month. Sorry, I don't know how familiar you are with Crab.
I'm not actually. Okay. Yeah, sounds new, but newish.
No, he was like 5 episodes into Classic.
Okay, then I don't remember then.
That's fair.
That one did not.
Someday we'll have to take you through the Ben 10 franchise. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like I would really be down to rewatch it again. I think I watched it maybe 3-4 years ago again. But yeah. I said I had like all those like all the old DVDs and stuff like that. Back when you would have to like set up stuff to record on the DVR and stuff like that, we would rip DVR recordings of like the special episodes and put them on DVDs and stuff. Like that was what I did back in the day. That was fun.
Sure. Speaking of Invincible, though, some news just came out that more original stories are going to be happening. I don't think that's in my news stuff I rounded up for this week.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, is that they're going to put more original stories into the show. And I saw people were not happy about that. Here's the thing. Honestly, like, I'm looking back at that episode of season 4, I don't dislike it as much as I thought I did initially. Like, it does kind of slow it down and stuff like that. But to be honest, especially the way that we literally just said it, is that Invincible, the show, is supposed to be the definitive telling of the Invincible universe. You're supposed to be able to get somebody who's never read the comics before to say, hey, go watch the 10 seasons of Invincible when it's all done, to get the full story of this thing, instead of having to go read these comics or watch, a 2-hour YouTube video on it. Like, you can actually go through and experience the journey and everything very similar to the comic book readers, but get a more, streamlined version, get a more up-to-date, more current version of that story, but also, again, having some ideas in there that Robert Kirkman and the rest of the creatives were not maybe able to put into that original story, or things that they've thought about in retrospect and are like, oh, that would actually be interesting if we expanded upon this, or maybe change this small little thing. Like, again, people are hating on these original stories, but I think 99% of the changes that they've made for the show have been for the better, right?
For the better, yeah.
Like shrinking Rey into a woman, like way better. Like, she had so much more to do as, as a character than Ray in the comics, right?
I also think that like Tech Jacket as well. I think
Tech Jacket, Tech Jacket
yeah.
got gender swapped, and I think again probably way better character. Like Tech Jacket in the comics just looks like Mark in an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Everything that they've done with Debbie up until this point, 10 out of 10, way better character, way better depiction of this character than in the actual comics as well. And it seems like they're again making these larger and smaller changes so that it doesn't feel as out of place when they maybe do something big, like change a certain story potentially that's coming up here in the next couple seasons that we've been talking about, that we don't know if they're going to actually go full force into it, or changing potentially a character pairing later on in the show as well. Like who knows what they'll end up doing. But again, I've been loving the show. I will never turn down more Invincible. So if this means that we get more seasons because they're taking more time to put more episodes or more fleshed out
one season.
Yeah. Like, I mean, think about it. If we add, if we've got another 5 seasons or something like that to go, and we add 1 extra episode worth of content in all of these, like we get to keep 8 episode seasons instead of having to drag out a story into 8 episodes that could really be told in 6 or 7 episodes, that sort of thing.
He's also very aware of the dislike of the Hell episode as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Do you see the interview on the what is it, what podcast is that? Escape Pod. Yeah, those guys.
Where he's like, I know that, like, he like talked about being like, I wrote the highest rated episode and I also wrote the lowest rated. So I think your creators being aware and online and being like, okay, they didn't like that. How can I improve next time I attempt this? I think.
I doubt that we're gonna get a quote unquote bad episode the next time.
No. I guess while we're on it, I can just I played a little something called very short title card, by the way. It was like 3 seconds long.
Yeah, the title card was almost as long as the entire campaign.
Yeah, I played it on stream the other day, and we got like an hour 20 into the stream.
Yeah, I think my playtime was an hour 13, I believe. Yeah.
And I sometimes stalled to like talk to chat. Sometimes I'd pause and be like, "Oh, what you guys saying?" or whatever.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I died multiple times too on
same. Yeah, there's a couple
mode.
times I died, and I had to be like, okay, let's try that again.
Yeah,
I probably could have got less than an hour if I like locked in and actually.
Oh yeah, people that know how to do combos and stuff could probably get like a sub 30-minute time.
If
we're going for speed runs.
And again, I don't know how mad or how disappointed I should be. I know the main thing is the multiplayer, is the playing with friends. Like it is the Injustice or the Mortal Kombat where most people
like the ladder matches and the arcade mode and stuff like that. Yeah, the story is not quite as important. And also too, if you've played the arcade mode, every character that you play through has their own little ending. So there's 1 extra cutscene. So if you go through the arcade ladder, like you get a Invincible specific ending, you get a Nolan specific ending, an Alan specific ending, that sort of thing. So there's a little bit more story there, but that's all like, I wouldn't say like alternate universe, but it's not like a definitive ending or anything like that. It's just their ending for the ladder matches, so to speak. So
yeah, I thought the story mode was kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of weak sauce in my opinion.
Yes, it certainly left you wanting more. And if you're going into this game kind of like I did, buying it because, brand new story, like I'm excited to see, this alternate universe take on the Invincible world. At this point, don't buy it for that. Only buy it if you are a genuine fan of fighting games, because it is not at all worth your $50.
I think that's my issue. I think it's the $50 price tag for me personally.
Yeah. Well, they did update recently. I don't know if you saw kind of the debacle on the collector's edition, that people were kind of upset that it didn't really include a ton of stuff. And recently, like literally within the last like week or so, they've updated the collector's edition now to include a couple new things. So it's including this Alan skin now and this Conquest skin. Now come with that deluxe edition. Before this update, it was literally just the year 1 expansion pass, a title card, and an emblem. And that was it. That's what you got for the extra $20, which, that's what the character pass would be, is $20. So like you're getting the same value, but they were releasing these skins for like $20, or not $20, for like $10 a piece or something like that. And then they bumped the price down to $5 and then rolled those 2 skins into the deluxe edition as well to make it a little bit more worth your while, which I think is great because it shows the devs are listening to feedback and everything like that. Like they're being very open and transparent with all the leaks and stuff that are going around. Like people seeing, gameplay for Immortal and knowing that, Agent Spider is going to be in the game and all of these types of things. So I do appreciate the fact that they are not, they're not trying to play coy with anything. They're, fully aware of the positives and also fully aware of the negatives that are coming from this game. I do think, again, a big positive though is the voice cast in general. I think all of the returning voice actors for their characters in this game are great. I think a lot of the new voice actors voicing these characters are great. Specifically, obviously, Alex Lee as Mark Grayson Invincible. Some voice actors are not quite on the level of their original counterparts. Yeah, Alan, who again might have gotten the memo to do his best Seth Rogen impression, not his best Seth Rogen as Alan impression, but that's okay. Yeah. I think others sound pretty good, pretty close. Like, Conquest is fairly close. Cecil is decent. Like I think, for the most part, like, okay, I hear that voice. I understand that's the character that it's supposed to be. I don't mind that. But again, for me right now, certainly not worth the money. I spent that money on the game. I fully commit to the fact I bought it. I bought the collector's edition because I was like all hyped up. I'm like, oh, Invincible, this, that, the other. I put 2.5 hours in the game over the last 2-3 weeks that it's been out. I've barely had time to play it, so that's okay. Like, I understand that, but even so, I'm not necessarily like itching to play it. Like, I've watched videos and stuff on it, but I'm so bad at the game that's like the big barrier for me, is without that story content to like keep me in there. Now I have to like learn how to actually be good at this game, which sounds stupid, but I have to learn how to actually be good at the game to then actually start really enjoying it, because I'm playing everything on easy mode. Like, there's skins that I'm not going to be able to get until I get good and go through and play the story mode again on the Viltrumite difficulty so I can get the Viltrumite Omni-Man skin and stuff like that. Like, it's not a like there's something for everybody kind of game. It's you have to be a fan of Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Killer Instinct, all of Tekken, Street Fighter, all of those types of games. And if you're not a fan of those, this game is the fact that it is the Invincible IP is not going to save it.
No, I don't think I'll be playing again until they add a new story update, like the next chapter or whatever. Which is unfortunate because I did put in $50 for it. But but again, I'm also not a big fighter game. Like, I don't play, like, I'm not actually putting in like Injustice or Mortal Kombat.
Same.
So we'll see.
And one of the big things, the reasons why I played Injustice is because it had like a full-length story campaign. At full length, maybe it was like 4 hours or something like that. It wasn't crazy, but it was longer than this.
Yeah.
I do have just one other thing while we're on the topic of it. They put out this cool little graphic. 5+ million matches played. Most matches by a single player in ranked 717. Most popular point fighter, of course, Invincible. That makes sense. Most popular trio in ranked, Invincible, Conquest, and Nolan. My favorite statistic here, Cecil's taxpayer bill, $6.59 quadrillion from all of the teleportation that's happened. I don't know how they track that. That's hilarious. I love that. Times conquested, 785,218. And then buildings destroyed, 10,424,344. Just fun little statistics. I think that's great. Again, when a game company pokes fun at certain things and it shows like they're tracking and things like that. So I think that's cool. Again, if you are a fighting game fan, especially a fan of now this 3v3 style of fighting games, I think it's a great game. I think it's very well made. I think visually it looks great. I think the audio wise it sounds great and everything like that. It plays very smoothly. It runs well. It's very well optimized. I'm playing it on a nice like ultra wide monitor. It's running great. Controller support on PC and everything, which is always appreciated. But again, if that is not the style of game that you're into and you bought this thinking, oh, I just want like an Invincible story, it's unfortunately not that at this point. Again, maybe it's a copium and delusion, but I'm thinking that as the year pass progresses, that each new character means we're going to get hopefully like another hour's worth of story content. Because I thought about this campaign as like it's like the first episode of a TV show.
It's called like season 0, so probably
season 0, and then each season you get a new character and a new hour's worth of story content to fight through potentially. I think that would be ideal. So then at the end, say, of the first year's worth of content, okay, now you have 5 hours of story to play through, and then that $50 makes sense because, okay, that's $10 per hour of stories. So that's, that's okay.
Yeah, I think so far, I think the two things that made the story worth it for me is I really liked Elemental. I thought she was really cool. I hope she makes her way into the animated show. I think that'd be a kind of a cool little thing. Even if it's not like a big role, it'd be cool to just see her show up like in the city saving some people for a scene. Yeah,
it's like a background character or something.
I just so like if you played the game, it's like, oh holy shit, it's her.
Yeah. Cool. Well, and especially too because they have all those rights issues where like they can't always use certain characters too on Amazon. So I wonder that like that could be a good replacement for a comic character.
I also thought the villain was interesting. I thought that they brought in the like engineering people from the Angstrom storyline.
Yes.
Is interesting, especially if it's supposed to be sort of canon. I don't really think it can be fully canon because of like the Veltramites of it all. Like,
and I'm trying to think about where, where does it take place in the timeline? So it's before Rex dies.
I don't think it can work.
Also before it's so weird. Yeah, and again, that's why they say it's its own.
But also
universe.
Like I think if this was a different IP, I could say, oh, it takes place on like an alternate universe or whatever. But they've established that our Mark is the only Mark, right? That was.
I don't think Invincible. It's the only one, but one of the few. Like it's not common. I think that is the route that they have established is like. Most Marks in the multiverse are evil. But even like this Mark this Mark's a little more sinister though. Like, if you listen to some of his like some of his like finisher like some of his game finishers and stuff like that, like he's kind of unhinged. Like if he's supposed to be a good guy, like did you hear his like the Powerplex interactions and stuff? Like everybody's got great ones, but when he fights Powerplex, he's like, hey, Powerplex, don't you know I'm not part of your family? Isn't that who you normally kill?
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's insane.
It really made me laugh. The whole Eve of it all was like, Eve, I don't want to hurt you. I see he's like beating the shit out of Eve. Just like, oh my god, Mark, come on, man. But no, it was okay. I want to quickly talk about the bear. I kind of just want to mention it at least.
Yeah, go for it.
Obviously, Ben's not here. Ben watched it as well. We'll. In coming weeks, when he comes back, maybe we'll have to talk about it. Obviously, they did announce that The Bear is premiering in June. Its final season. Season 5 is coming out in June, so we'll have to do like The Bear themed episode when Ben is back in our graces. But yeah, it was really crazy. They just said, hey, an hour-long episode is streaming now. No trailer, no promotion, no lead up to anything. They're just like, here it is, have fun. It's not even called The Bear. It's called Gary. It's like a separate thing. So from what I've heard, and my friend did a little bit of research, it was probably most likely supposed to be attached to the previous season. Every season has had 11 episodes. Each season has like an extra kind of throwaway, kind of like a short film kind of episode that they do every season, usually with John Bernthal's character. And last season didn't have one, apparently. For some reason, it just wasn't, they filmed it, but it wasn't attached to the season. And so they just decided, hey, let's put it out. let's see. I don't know why, if they were like, is it to help promote season 5? There was some.
Is there like a longer jump between season, or like are the seasons taking longer to come out? Is that
about the same? There's been a new season every single summer since 2021, I think. Okay. So, part of me was like, there's like some Michael Jackson stuff in this special. I was like, oh, maybe because of Michael coming out. I don't know why. Maybe they're trying to like profit off of like his like Punisher run coming out next week. I don't know why they did it or whatever. But they dropped it. They're like, here, and it's a masterpiece, as in every Michael episode is a masterpiece. I don't know how much you know about John Berthel's character in The Bear, but anytime he graces his presence in the show, which is not very often due to what the show is about, it's incredible. It's always like 10 out of 10 peak cinema. Like, you could submit these episodes for the Oscars and they'd probably win something. Like, they are like, this show, honestly, I actually think this is the show's peak. This is what the show is really good at, is creating these like one-off individual episodes that just tells a story, usually concludes to one area. Like, they're really good at these kind of bottle episode kind of standalone things where even though the show is ending this year, there's a part of me that kind of is like, you should just do a special every year. Just tells a story within this world, because they're really, really good. This was a prequel episode. Obviously, it takes place before the show, several months, I assume, before the show. You know, I guess it is kind of hard to talk about without fully spoiling what the show is, because of the Michael character. But you know,
it's certainly on my list. Like, I gotta tap into.
I think in turn, I like the way you've talked to me about how you like these just very well done filmed shows, very similar to like the Netflix. Like, these are cinema, and to the point, it's almost to its like unbenefit sometimes. Like, it's almost too good for its own good, because I think season 4, the last season I watched, or 3, I'm sorry, last season I watched, they did too many of these kind of more one-off episodes, and they kind of forgot to
about
make
like
a season. Like they kind of forget. They kind of get a little too carried away and just being like, oh shit, there's no concluent. Like, we kind of just did a bunch of random shit. Which is, you know, it's like a double-edged sword to it. But
right.
Performances was fantastic. Iban Moss, you know, he plays the Thing. Fantastic.
Here's the thing.
He's fantastic. Him and John Dorthal together, just kind of in a car or in a bar for the whole episode.
I see what you did there.
Just dialogue, like this show is really good at just like dialogue battling, where they just go back and forth. It you know, this could have been a special that was filmed in COVID if they wanted to, just because of just that dynamic of just the back and forth of it all. So many scenes of just characters, just like, feels like you went outside and went to a city, and it's just, you would just see this happening in real life. There's like a 3-minute scene of these two going into like a local restaurant and just talking to this woman about like her business, and like, you know, just about simple stuff about what they do in there. That feels like you could watch, like I could have just walked into that diner and saw the conversation happening. It's the way it's like, the way they write their dialogue and the way it's filmed. It's peak cinema. Great stuff.
Would you say absolute cinema?
Absolute cinema. This is, I think, motivated me to get caught up with the show, watch season 4.
Nice. And then when's the new season's coming out?
End of June. It's like June 28th or something.
Okay. I got some time.
I wish they didn't drop their seasons all at once. I wish they let their show be.
Oh, they're a binge drop.
They're a binge. It pisses me off every year. I want to watch it weekly.
Okay, we need to start a hashtag or something like that. Like, hashtag no more binge drops, and like, you get this going, send it to all the big companies, and just be like, guys, can we be patient?
It's tough, because I understand why the show does it. I'm not saying it's even a bad choice necessarily how the show is formatted. Just selfishly, though, I want to use it on this show.
Well, here's the thing. There's literally nothing in my mind, there's nothing negative that you can get by dropping a show as a binge, right? Because you get people talking about it, or dropping it not as a binge, right? Dropping it as weekly episodes. Because you've got, you know, weekly people talking about it like a normal TV show. And then when it's all said and done, you've got the people who didn't want to watch it weekly that now, the whole thing's out, so now I can go watch it. So you've got two batches worth of people that would watch it, versus it comes out all as a binge. You've got the people that are very excited to watch it and they'll watch it, over time as a binge. Or you've also got the subsect of people that'll be like, oh, like 15 episodes, that's a lot of episodes to get through. Like I'll, piecemeal it and get through it, eventually. Or maybe, fall out of, interest with it because there's not, maybe too much content is not the best way to put it, but it's just like, oh, like I can watch it at my own pace. It's there whenever. So it certainly is like a double-edged sword for them. I feel like too, but just like if they, I think probably the corporate justification is, oh, if we don't release it all at once, then, maybe the hype is not going to carry on. So if we, say, hey, everything's out right now, go watch it, then they will, in their mind, get more viewership. And obviously there's something to be said, probably statistic wise, is if they drop something as a as a binge, like I guess maybe it does better numbers wise for them, but I know just as viewers, and I guess we're thinking about it too much from the content creation perspective, right? Is for us, it's better. We like singular episodes because we do a weekly show where it's much better to talk about, individual episodes week over week versus, hey, this entire show just came out. If you haven't seen it yet, spoilers for the whole thing. Sorry.
And you have like a week until it's like, it's not relevant.
It's irrelevant.
Anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. And, I also think it's a shareholder thing because obviously the views look great the first 2 days and you can show your shareholders, look, our show did this huge number, but it's ultimately the same. It's just week to week. So you don't have those big built up numbers or whatever. And, you also have to worry about people falling off or people not continuing by week 8.
Well, it's so interesting though, is like, think about how the Marvel Netflix shows used to be covered by some of like the larger content creators and stuff like that in the space where, again, it would be like, okay, maybe let's talk about the first half of the season, the first couple episodes, and let's talk about the end of it, and like that's it. But now with that show dropping weekly, is like everybody gets to talk about it, and I feel like it is more prevalent, more talked about, more widespread with the fact that, again, it is coming out weekly. There's time to like sit episode to episode. People can make theories. People can make individual episode breakdowns and things like that. I think, again, obviously content creation wise, it is nothing but a positive.
I would agree. Let me change this format. I don't know why I'm a square instead of a circle. But yeah, I want to speed run a couple of things.
Because you're an L7 weenie. Dude's a square.
I don't understand that reference.
Sandlot.
Oh,
they call him an L7 weenie. Yeah, they call him a square.
It's been a minute since I watched it. Okay,
Sorry.
I'm gonna speed run some news stories here.
Okay.
There's a couple up here. Daredevil is gonna have a huge time jump. We could talk about that later.
Yeah.
Deathstroke and Bane movie potentially moving forward, finding a director. I don't know if you saw this. The like sex criminals TV show is moving forward. This I think we talked about this before. The series follows a couple who robs bank by using their they have to have sex while they rob banks, basically. Like they can stop time, but only while they're doing intercourse, basically.
Okay.
Kind of it's
That's
a
interesting.
comic book show. It's a comic book show. So
okay, what label?
It's called Sex Criminals.
No. Like who owns that?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never read the comics. I don't know. But isn't that Prime? Is Prime Video making that? I think. I don't know. So that's something we can cross the bridge when we get there. I can't wait to talk about that weekly.
Well, people are always talking about there are no original ideas. Like that's a fairly original idea, if I do say so myself. I don't think I've heard that one before.
Avengers Doomsday stuff. Alan Cummings says Avengers Doomsday will include secret Avengers that haven't been announced.
Ooh.
They didn't want it to let us out of this certain character was coming back, so they called them somebody else in the script. It was confusing. Not that this is like a shocking reveal. Like we kind of figured there's people they weren't telling us. But I am curious. Do you have any predictions or anyone you'd like to be, like to see?
I mean, here's the thing. They've announced so many people. I don't even know who's in it and who's not in it.
Image Comics, apparently.
Okay. Oh, of course it's Image. That makes so much more sense now. Do we know if this is a hero or a villain?
Just characters. I mean, I'm still hoping for like Captain Marvel. I think is important to put in here based on the context of things. Like Monica, I think needs to be in here. I know Kamala Khan's actress, I forget her name, Aman. There was that interview with oh god, Andy Serkis, where he's like, I can't wait to see you in Avengers. It's like, you can't say that. Don't say that. I think.
Okay, so then maybe all the young Avengers potentially.
Cassie was confirmed a couple months, like about a month ago at this point, to be in the movie, which is exciting. She was in that that Comic-Con or that not upfronts, the frickin'
the chairs.
Not the chairs. She was in the trailer they showed at CinemaCon. That's it.
Okay.
So, yeah. This isn't like a groundbreaking story. I kind of assumed this, but it is very like, ooh, there are some surprises.
Here's the thing. I don't want to know. Please stop telling me things. Like, here's the thing. We haven't gotten a full trailer yet. It's just been those little teasers. There's not been one big. I don't want one. Contrary to popular belief, I don't want to know anything. It's a freaking Avengers movie, guys. Like, you're gonna sit here and tell me that a trailer is gonna make up your mind of whether or not you're gonna go actually see this. Like, they could literally all the trailers could just be Avengers Doomsday in theaters December whatever. Come spend your money.
They need to get the.
Who cares? Like, just
they need.
But I think Avengers is so widely recognized now. If you just say big new Avengers movie coming out this Christmas, you're gonna still make $1 billion. You don't need to. I don't want to know what's in this movie. You don't need to tell me what's in this movie.
Marketing is in such a different place, though. Like, some people are just not going to see that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you have to.
But then you start outsourcing the trailers to other companies, and they start spoiling stuff and putting things in the trailers that shouldn't be in the trailers. It just, like, I miss the days where it was like one trailer, you had no idea really what was in that movie outside of that small little trailer. Like, think about when, like, the first Avengers came out, right? Like, how little we really kind of knew about that kind of stuff. It was like, oh, Captain America and Thor and Iron Man and Black Widow and Hawkeye, they're all in the same movie. That's so cool. But you had no idea really what the story of the movie was until you actually went and watched it. Versus something like Infinity War and Endgame and stuff like that, with, you combine the trailers with the leaks and the set photos and all this, and you can decipher the entire movie without even having to go see it. I think, to me right now, that is one of my biggest problems with current, like, big IP things like Marvel and DC and even Star Wars to an extent too. Like, Episode 9 got so ruined. Star Wars Episode 9 rather got so ruined because the whole movie, like, leaked before it came out.
Sure.
Yeah. Not that it was a good movie or anything like that, but, like, surprise-wise, it beat for beat basically got leaked before the movie came out. What else? More recently, like, we kind of knew everything going into kind of Superman in a way. Like, we kind of knew too much about Superman going into it.
Yeah.
I just think if they can somehow rectify that in future releases, I think we're going to be in a better spot.
I think there's enough characters announced that we can form many trailers around just them, and then keep, especially if it's like a 3+ hour movie. Like, I think you can cut it in. It's got to be ways. Yeah, like, keep the Spider-Mans out, keep the Young Avengers out, keep whatever non-X-Men have been announced out. This one I don't think you care about at all. Adam Scott says they're trying to get Severance Season 3 done as soon as possible.
I need to watch that one too.
You get you on it, man. It's some good stuff.
I got a couple things on Apple that I still gotta watch.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's coming. It's coming eventually. Nice. We don't know when. A24's Friday the 13th prequel series, Crystal Lake, will release October 15th on Peacock. I've never seen the Friday the 13th movies, but put it on here just because I guess me and Ben covered it, Welcome to Derry. Previously, we had not watched it in movies, and we watched it in, or maybe he had. At least I haven't. I binged it for that, and that was my favorite show of last year. So, maybe that's like it also made me happy October 15th, which means
it's a nice little Halloween release. Yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot. So that will be interesting. The Ted sequel series is officially titled Ted the Animated Series. How original. Love that title. Seth MacFarlane, Mark Wahlberg, Amanda Seyfried, and Jessica Barth all reprising their roles. Coming soon to Peacock. There was a little trailer. It's not. I don't have it here, but there was a little like voice thing. I'm just so. I don't know. I just
it's so weird. It's like I feel apathy towards it. Right? It's like the prequel show was so good. That cast was so good. In my mind, I'm like, those are the definitive versions of the characters. And then now to have, obviously, again, Mark Wahlberg was the original guy. I don't like. I
want my
much.
Johnny. I want our Johnny back.
Yeah, I don't like him as much. Like in my mind, in my headcanon, that could be its own universe.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're making this instead of a season 3 of the Ted live action show kind of bothers me. Will we still watch this? Sure. Is it going to be funny? Probably. Because it's Seth MacFarlane. Of course it's going to be funny. But like I'm just disappointed that it was a one or the other. And they decided to do this because it's cheaper.
I honestly think they're waiting to see how this performs. Because
if it performs poorly, then maybe they'll go back to the
I think if it pulls as many numbers as like the live action show, that might be like, oh, we'll just do this because we can get the same amount of views, whatever. But if it gets less, they might be like, oh, we can do both, or bring back the other one or whatever. Yeah, because it killed in numbers. It did insane numbers. It is their number one show on Peacock that they have ever done, easily. Yeah. Might not be for long though. Is this the next thing? It is the next thing. There's going to be a live action Fast and the Furious TV shows in the works at Peacock. For the last decade, we have realized that the fans have wanted more. They wanted us to expand the legacy of the characters and their story.
More glory.
I do want to correct the 4 live action show thing here. Apparently, they were originally going to do 4 separate TV shows. And they eventually went back around and said, we're just doing one main show. Maybe
yes, because we need 4 live action Fast and Furious shows.
Crazy. And so crazy that people behind these movies were like, oh yeah, well Marvel's too much now. And then it's like, you're doing the same thing that they've been doing, but I'd argue worse.
We could do a whole 3-hour stream on the fall from grace of Fast and Furious. That might be fun. That might be fun one day. Yeah, go for it.
I've never seen a single Fast and the Furious movie in my life.
Blasphemy.
I've put it off for years.
That's crazy. Yeah, what is it? The first 5 or 6 are good. Everything after that. Everything after Paul Walker died is not great.
I just want to see him go to space.
But here's the thing. I love Fast and Furious. I really do. I love the 1 through not to make the joke, but 6 or 7. I can't remember which one is the last good one. But then they just start getting weird, man. They're too blockbustery for me now. It turned from a movie about street races to it's Mission Impossible meets James Bond superhero Marvel action movie where Vin Diesel definitely has superpowers and it's the power of family or something. It's gotten a little too fantastical for me. But again, I love those original movies. If the ideas and the feelings of those original movies are recaptured, I just saw Harrison say, bring me back to Tokyo Drift. Yes. If you basically do a underground street racing whatever show, and that is the direction that they're going to take it, Absolutely. Bring us back to, back to formula.
I can actually see the shows maybe actually doing that maybe better than a movie. As someone who hasn't watched the movies, like I feel like the show is going to have less of a budget. I would hope so, at least, than the movies.
Then they're not going to focus on the big action set pieces.
They could maybe
cars
go
falling
simpler.
out of planes and all that. Yeah.
It could be a more simple story. It could be like like a Cobra Kai compared to like Karate Kid Legends, where it's like,
do you know the plot of the first Fast and Furious?
It's just a race, right?
So basically, from what I remember, again, this has been years since I've seen this first one, but basically, Paul Walker's character is a cop who gets sent to go undercover and infiltrate Vin Diesel's like street racing crew to bust them, right? And then Paul Walker ends up kind of like befriending them and, kind of getting involved with, I believe it's Vin Diesel's sister and all of the, like, he gets involved too deep with them and realizes like, oh, these are good people. Like, I don't want to bust them. I don't want to do my job as a cop. And then so when it comes time to like do this, big street race and they're supposed to, again, like, arrest them and everything, like, Paul Walker literally just like swaps sides and is like, I'm a street racer now. I don't feel like being a cop anymore.
Yeah.
And then that's how it goes. And then the movies again get increasingly more like, oh, we're gonna do a heist now. Oh, now The Rock is chasing us across the country into like, countries with no extradition and all. Like
they got like superpowers now and like the Hobbs and Shaw stuff.
Yeah. Well, Hobbs and Shaw actually I liked quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, maybe we'll have to cover this show.
Yeah,
we'll a huge we'll see.
Yeah.
The show we are covering though.
Yeah.
My Adventures in Superman. Last week we talked about how that's moved up to, or not moved up, but it's coming out a couple weeks from now. But a little less, actually. Yeah, about a month's time. Now we've known that Superboy is coming, obviously.
Yeah.
But he has officially been cast as Darren Criss, who we know as the voice of Superman in the Tomorrowverse. We also know him as Mr. Music Meister in the Arrowverse, who battled a super family member as well. So he's kind of consistently been in the super zeitgeist of characters.
Yeah, I mean, he had like a Music Meister Superman suit, kind of, right? Or no, that was Mixes Bidlick that had one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But he had like kind of like he was strong. He was like beating them up and stuff. So
yeah.
Are you excited for Superboy to come to My Adventures?
I am. Here's the thing: I know very little about this season outside of
me too.
I guess Reign of the Superman, and I kind of want to keep it that way. Like I don't want to know a ton about this season.
I know nothing outside of Superboy's coming and Supergirl is going to be staying as part of the like our crew. That's kind of it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, do we think we're doing? I assume this is clone Superboy. If I hit you, I guess.
I saw some people some people are like, oh, it's obviously Clark and Lois's son. Like,
no, it's clearly people who have never watched the show. I mean, I guess I could, but it would be unless it's like a weird. I mean, okay, you know what?
From the future, maybe if they do time travel.
This show is actually really good
instead of cloning. So instead of cloning, maybe it's time travel. Okay, I'll take that.
Sure. I could see a maybe because this actually now that you mention it, that actually might honestly work better for me than the whole Lex thing because I feel like it's almost too early to do the Lex and Superman clone thing.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it! Now I'm switching the lanes completely. I'm on team. It's actually their child, and we pull out,
he's just invincible.
Yeah. He's just like Nora Allen, where he comes back in time. He's like, oh man, let's do this or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Especially like
don't give people Flash season 5 flashbacks.
When we're doing, I don't know. I feel like Clark and Lois are also in a very interesting part of their relationship because they're trying to find out who they are, what their dynamic is. Trying to just be like, okay, now that we're getting serious but then you throw a future son in the thing is like, whoa, like that's enough to I think spook any relationship. Like, wait, we have a child? What, how does that work or whatever? I think could be kind of cool. So we'll see. Suit looks cool, especially with Supergirl being here as well. So like we have an extra Kryptonian if we need, if they want to try and give him like a villain arc or something like that. So cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You ready for this one? Conquest Cecil and Tech Jacket are rumored to be coming to Fortnite.
Stand ready for my arrival, Jonesy.
Oh man, I do kind of. I might have to buy Conquest if he comes. That'd be a pretty sick skin.
Yeah. Where's Thrag?
Reacher's been picked up for season 5. Are you a Reacher stan?
No, I'll let you stick to that one.
We covered the first 3 seasons. With
Darth.
Yeah. I can take or leave Reacher at this point.
I could feel that you were kind of like falling out of love with it a little bit there towards the end.
I don't know.
It just got too like what again? Another one of those things. It's just like too weird. Not weird, but just like got too goofy over time.
I don't think it's even goofy. I might like it more if it was goofy. It's too predictable for me. Like we did that 2 seasons in a row where we're like, I think this is going to happen, but that's too obvious. They're not going to do that. And then they do the thing, and I'm like, well, all right. Like I think maybe I would have enjoyed it more if I wasn't doing it for this show. Like the whole thing of this show is that we are breaking down and theorizing and like trying to come up. And I don't think it's that kind of show. I think it really is the perfect like dad show, the perfect like kind of shut your brain off a little bit and just see him smash things and do cool stunts and cars and stuff. It's not a good like theorizing show kind of thing. So I don't know if I want to like. It's coming out. Season 4 is coming out sometime this year. I know Ben's a huge fan of it, so maybe we will come back for season 4 if he really wants to cover it. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see what they do. There's also a spinoff coming out this year as well. I'm like, I don't know. It might be a little bit too much for me. But it is cool just seeing Reacher do Reacher shit. Like I think that's the peak of the show. It's just the actor and doing his stuff.
Oh yeah.
Men of Tomorrow casting. Shaniqua? Is that how you pronounce that?
I would say Sinqua.
Walls. I think he was in Teen Wolf. I know some people were saying he's in the like Teen Wolf series. Has been cast in Men of Tomorrow in theaters. July 9th. I know. Listen, I feel like every time a person of color gets cast in one of these movies, there's like 3 or 4 names. Everyone's like, it's this iconic character. Like, there's more black characters than just like the 4 you're thinking of at the top of your head. Like, could it be Steel? Sure. Could it be Martian Manhunter? Sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's a very slippery slope to assume those 5 characters off the bat always.
Here's the thing: we also do know that they like to race swap and gender swap and everything like that. So it could literally be anybody. So you can't just say he's gonna be X character because he looks like what. So yeah. Here's the thing: I wouldn't worry about it. James Gunn will reveal who he is when it's time. Cool to know that we're getting another character. If he's that important to announce it like this, he'll either be a hero or a villain or just somebody important. He's somebody important. That's all that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I guess something we haven't really discussed here. That like the Wonder Woman and Maxima casting as well. Like, are those real things or like?
Well, we don't know if it's Wonder Woman. We don't know.
Yeah, but like it's like kind of obvious that it would probably.
I've still been on my train that I think this is like a makeshift Justice League movie.
Yeah,
like
I do too. This is gonna be basically what Batman versus Superman was, right? This is the like foundations building the league a little bit. Like we don't have everybody there, but you might as well call it a Justice League movie.
I saw like, listen, we have a Superman, we have a Supergirl, we have a Hawk Girl, we have a Green Lantern. There's a bunch of castings we don't know about in this movie, right? I know, that one actress, people are like, it could be Wonder Woman. I'm like, it could be. Yeah. As silly as it sounds, someone in my chat the other day was like, what if Matthew Lillard's playing like an older Barry? like an older Barry Allen. And at first I was like, that's silly. They wouldn't do that. And the more I thought about it, I was like, I guess he could. If they were doing older Barry, like a 50 to 60-year-old Barry, I was like, actually, I could kind of see it. I could.
And then that could leave the door open. Our pitch that we've been saying for like what 5 years now is like make Barry either retired, missing, dead, and then give us Wally as our main Flash.
And then, I do not want to jump to conclusions whatsoever, but I know a lot of people are being like, well, could he be a Martian Manhunter? Could he be a Cyborg? Sure, he could. Hypothetically, he could. I think Cyborg is like the big thing everyone's trying to throw around right now. I'm like, sure, he could, I guess.
Here's the thing. I could go a while without seeing another Cyborg in these movies. We got what? We got a TV Cyborg. We got a movie Cyborg. Like, give me some characters that we haven't seen.
I want Martian Manhunter before they do.
I would I would much rather them give us a Martian Manhunter. And two, again, if they're comparing this to our Justice League animated series lineup, you have a Martian Manhunter and you have a Wally West Flash.
And John, it was John Green Lantern too.
So, you're right. And Hawkgirl.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's a different Hawkgirl, but still, yeah.
Interesting. Potentially.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting stuff. I'm getting more. I've kind of on my anti Man of Tomorrow wave a little bit, just because I think the more I sit with Superman, the more I don't vibe with the movie as much. I've been kind of like, it's okay.
Chat, Daren'S a certified hater of Superman.
But I think the closer we get, the more excited I can kind of get again. Once that I didn't hate the movie, but I also feel like I didn't love it as much as I really wanted to. I get that. We'll speed run through here because I do want to get on to actual shows. Aaron Paul has been cast in Fallout Season 3. My only statement is I hope he's in it more than Macaulay Culkin was in Season 2.
Why is the ghoul above the law? He can't keep getting away with this.
We need to get you.
I want justice for all the people the ghoul has murdered.
It's fantastic. I'm down. I just, I didn't like Season 2 as much as you did. Obviously, I was more like, it's okay. So I'm not as jazzed about Season 3 as probably you are, but Aaron Paul is a plus. I love Aaron Paul and anything he's in. He's fantastic.
I have no idea who he would be playing, but exciting stuff.
He's a
and this reminded me, I still need to play Dispatch.
He was fantastic in Dispatch. He was. I actually never finished. I had one chapter left.
Really?
I was recording it and it was cursed because it 2 of the episodes didn't. There was no audio on it, and then I got sick for a month, and I just it was like I'll play it again once Season 2 comes out because Season 2 is coming. So
yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. These two are kind of interesting. DC will host a showcase of all its animated TV slate at Agency Festival in June with first looks of Starfire. So the animated Starfire, Mr. Miracle.
That was the Starfire was is the one that's targeted at younger audiences. I believe there was one of these that was supposed to be.
I think that's this
or
one,
the DC superpowers.
Maybe we don't know for sure the tone of these. It's I don't think that they've directly stated. But Starfire, I'm potentially interested in what that is.
Yeah.
The Mr. Miracle show, which is DCU canon. It's like a mature animated series. DC superpowers. Also, we know very, very, very little about whatever the heck this is. So we'll see. Creature Commando Season 2. Obviously, that's also DCU canon. Batman Cave Crusader Season 2. Hallelujah. It's alive and well.
I forgot the show existed, and where is it? Where's Cape Crusader Season 2, Bruce?
We didn't cover Season 1 on this show just because Darth was kind of taking a break at the time when the show came out. It was bad timing for us. Yeah. When they dropped all the episodes at once, I hope that they fix that for Season 2. I think they might.
Well, is it going to still be a Prime drop?
And that's Prime's thing, right? Is they release Season 1 they drop it all at once, and then season 2 they do weekly. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Well, that means that there's a hope for season 2 of Spider Noir. Is if they're dropping the whole first season at once, that maybe season 2 they'll go to weekly.
I was holding out some hopium for anime Blue Beetle. Yes, me too. I want the Blue Beetle show. I want them to take their time, but I want it as well. I think I'd actually would probably take that over everything on this list. No offense to anything on this list, but I'm excited for that.
Is he still supposed to be technically part of the new DCU too?
Yeah, the actor. Yeah, like he's moved over. I don't know how much of that movie is canon. It seems like,
or at least just Sholo as the character.
Sholo is at least moving over. I think.
Okay,
I think it's the thing of like the movie is canon without the movie being canon. Like, except I think it's very like Suicide Squad, where like everything
it's like face value, kind of like beat for beat. Yeah.
Unless there's something we don't want to be canon, that will tell you it's not canon, kind of thing. Which I still don't love that technique, but
I can't remember. So I saw this somewhere. Did we talk about this on stream? I might just be completely blanking. But like why certain things are canon, why certain things aren't, is like James Gunn was given like the ultimatum of like either you got to scrap your idea for season 2 of Peacemaker and redo the whole thing. We talked about that, right?
We talked about it last week, where it's like they would have had to pay out a lot of people to undo the contracts or whatever. Like they would have had to break. It was already picked up for season 2 before he was attached to come into as the CEO.
But thinking on that more though, it's still it makes you think about like why are things that aren't connected to that? Why do some things make the transition, some things don't? You know.
Sure.
But I don't know, man.
Anything else from this week you want to talk about before we dive into shows here?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
We went through quite a bit here.
Yeah.
So lots of
showtime.
Lots of stuff and lots of things. So I won't go on for too long today. I don't have to go down a huge rabbit hole today. But The Boys episode 6. We are officially in the end game now, as some would say. We're in after this week. We only have 2 episodes left until the series is over. We're at the very end here. And I will say, I think this season's been all right. I think this is the episode. I've liked every individual episode for sure. I'm not like this is filler and this is terrible. Like a lot of the internet's going on right now. But I do think this is the episode where I did kind of feel like, okay, I feel like we're kind of going in circles a little bit. I think this season, I think they know what the ending is going to be. I think they've known what the ending is going to be for a little while now. And it kind of sometimes does feel like we're like dancing around the circle a little bit, trying to get here. And the episode ends in a way where it's like, okay, we are here, and I think this is where they wanted us to be, but it is a lot of them just kind of like wiggling around and trying to get there without it feeling too over bloated or whatever. I don't know if you were here last week as I kind of went on my rants and stuff or whatever for it, but we're continuously on our journey to get the V1, which is like the super serum of all V. Everyone kind of wants it. We're arguing back and forth. Hey, should we save these people? Should we save our friends? Should we try and find it for them, or should we just destroy it? And last week we found out, okay, Bomb Sight might have the V. He's one of the OG, soups from the classic, Soldier Boy days, and he has a vial of it. So this episode was our team and Homelander's team racing to find Bomb Sight and find out where Bomb Sight is for they can get the V. That's kind of the rundown of the episode. This was a very kind of, again, a very classic feeling episode. In terms of like the setup for the spinoff. There was a lot of like Soldier Boy-esque stuff. We see like we go to like basically what is the equivalent of a Soup's old person's home, like a retirement home for Soups,
interesting,
which was kind of an interesting concept that I'm actually shocked they've never super dived into before.
It's like a mermaid man and a barnacle boy.
Sure. Yeah, no, I do think it's interesting though, because there is a lot of commentary here about like what happens when Vought doesn't want you anymore. When Vought brings up these heroes, they're these gods among men, and then they throw them away because they don't need them anymore. And it is a a take on like how Hollywood treats their heroes. It's like one day you're top of the world and everyone loves you and you're in everything, and then they throw you out because you're no longer relevant and you're no longer new. And there is some really interesting commentary here. We met Golden Gusha, I think that's her name. She has the power of like bubbles. She can like put people in bubbles and she can kind of surround people. I think maybe we met her before in maybe season 3. I don't remember completely, but this is Bombsight's like significant lover, and Bombsight had this V1 because he's in love with this woman. And she didn't want to take it because she didn't want to live forever, because she knows living forever is like a curse. She doesn't want to do that. But he's kind of been holding on to this his whole life in hopes that one day before the end she will decide to take it and they can live together and they can live forever and stuff like that. And so that was kind of the big crusts of the episode, is I'm trying to wheel him out because they kind of have her they kind of kidnapped her to try and reel him out for they can get the V, as these two teams are kind of combating to try to who can get to this first. And one of the big kind of reveals of the episode, or like the big fundamentals of the episode, is she right? Is it torture to live forever? Do we actually want to take this? Yes, we don't want to die now. Yes, we don't want this thing to kill us all. But do we really want to live forever? Is it ethical to live forever? Why do we of all people be like, why should we have it when all these others aren't going to have it? And the episode does kind of end with them kind of both Starlight and Kimiko agreeing, I don't think we're going to take it. I think we're actually going to take our chances, and if this kills us, then it's a sacrifice that we will make for the people we love, kind of thing. Which I think is a really nice moment. I think it is a good moment for them. And the episode ultimately ends with Bombsight deciding that he actually wants to be young, or he wants to get rid of his powers. He makes a trade to Soldier Boy. He has the power to get rid of his V, and so Bombsight turns into kind of a human again, and he will hypothetically live the rest of his days with this woman that he loves, which is a very wholesome thing.
Okay.
On the upside of that, though, Soldier Boy does get the V and gives it to Homelander. So now Homelander is Super V. He is he's unlimited cosmic power.
He took it? Like, he doesn't just have it here. He took it?
No, he took it. He gives it to him.
He shot himself up.
He's now God. And the Soldier Boy and Homelander dynamic of the season has been very weird. Soldier Boy is like, he can't make up his mind. He's very every episode he has a different stance on how he feels.
So Soldier Boy already has this thing in him, right?
He already has
got the okay.
He will live forever.
So he's already invincible as well. Wait, he's already what now?
He's already.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, no, he already has it, and like they've been going back and forth all season. They're like, "Oh, fuck you! I fucking hate you!" And it's like, "Oh wait, I actually may like him." And then again, the fight. "Oh well, fuck you!" And like this episode, they go back and forth like 3 separate times on this exact thing. Like I swear to God, he is a bipolar. Like he is like the most bipolar character I've ever seen in my life. Which I guess maybe makes sense. Like he's lived like 100 and whatever years at this point. Like he's an old ass man in a young body, so I kind of get it. But I haven't talked to you much about Sister Sage as a character, but Sister Sage joined the 7 last season, and she is super smart. She's super intelligent. She is like kind of like a brainiac kind of character. She's can predict all these things, and she's been working with Homelander to get him, whatever, get him in the place that she needs to be or whatever. And I've been very disappointed kind of the direction they've taken her this season. Last season, she was very overpowered. She was controlling the whole season. She was doing her thing. She's one of the best characters. And this season, she's kind of like, she's kind of just falling apart. Like everything she's doing ends up not being true. And she teams up with Soldier Boy in this episode because, like, Soldier Boy, hates Homelander, and he'll be on our side in the end. And she was wrong. And a big part of that is because you can't really predict, a psychopath. Like, you can't really choose what direction they're going to go, and she was wrong, and which is kind of what has led to this entire situation. But I don't know. I think I'm not loving how they handled her character this season and kind of what they did with her. It feels very like a regress of what they've kind of set up previously. I think for the plot to happen, I think they kind of have to, unfortunately. But like, she was kind of the character that I was like, oh, I could see her living past the show. Like, I could see like him like this, like Homelander losing because of this, and she kind of takes over, and she's the next big bad of the next show or something like that. And not that they couldn't still, I suppose, but the way they've handled her this season, I don't know. I don't know if they can continue to do that. Annie and Huey had a very nice moment where they're just kind of looking up at the clouds and having a nice moment, and it's definitely very alluded to that Andy thinks she's going into these next couple missions, maybe not making it out alive. I really appreciated this, though. I feel like the two of them haven't had like nice little cute rom-com-y ass moments like they did in the earlier seasons, due to everything kind of having gone to shit. So that was interesting. We said goodbye to another member of the Seven this week via Black Noir. Black Noir has officially bitten the dust this season.
Oh, so they're just killing everybody.
We're down to 4. I think 4 members of the Seven, of a team called the Seven. There's very few Seven at this point. Black Noir and the Deep have kind of had their back and forth over the last couple weeks. I told you last week how the Deep killed the One Director guy and put like an eel up his ass just because it was like a thing or whatever. Yeah. They've been having these like tit for tats all season, and to get revenge for this, Black Noir went in the water and broke this pipeline that they had built for Homelander's regime or whatever, and it killed like a million fish. Like, all these fish just died because it was this silly little prank that they've been going back and forth or whatever. And the Deep was so mad, he's like, well, fuck you, and he strangled him to death on their podcast table. So the Deep the Deep has killed another member of the Seven. This is like our 3rd Black Noir that we've killed off. Hypothetically, technically, next week we could just have another Black Noir if they want to. So I guess we could be back up to 5 come next week. But yeah, like they have kept their word. They have killed a character every single episode this season.
That's crazy.
I need to see how it ends before I judge it. Some of it feels a little like, okay, we killed another one. But none of it, like, it's worked for me for the most part. I'm not like super mad about it or whatever.
Super.
Let me read a couple comments and see what people are saying.
Yeah.
I think Eric is using
go
the
through
voice.
that. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Go for it. I think Eric Kripke is using The Boys' final season. Absolutely. He is absolutely doing that, which I don't think is all bad. I'm not like mad about it. I'm not upset, but definitely set up. Definitely set up. The Black Tar Compound V. I was on that train with Sage too. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she was such an interesting character, and now she's just kind of there for me, unfortunately. I feel Sed is so smart that she can't read emotions. I feel Sad is so smart. I don't know. The Deep's time is coming. The Deep is going to die a cruel and he's going to die in the silliest way anyone has ever died ever. He is going. I cannot. But you know what though? I'll say is I do think Deep's. I think after this episode he might finally stand up to Homelander though. I think it's coming. I think. Not that he's getting a redemption arc, but I do think he might finally stand up to Homelander in his final moments before he gets his like head ripped off in a super funny way. The last minute go to the comics route with Noir. Just kidding. Maybe it'd be funny. We don't have time, but it'd be funny. My bad. I meant Sage. Okay, let me reread this. I feel Sage is so smart that she can't read. Yeah, I mean that's a little bit of it for sure. I'm still a little disappointed because I thought she was so cool last season. And even in Gen V season 2. But yeah, you're good. I like how Gen V season 2 used to set up the boys' as final season. Yeah, and I feel like they're not reciprocating that action at all, unfortunately. I don't know. We are getting our Gen V girlies next week, which I'm very excited for. I'm excited to see those characters come in next week. Will they have a significant role? We'll see. I hope so.
Perchancebly.
I hope they're not just a cameo and then they leave. I want them to actually be in the episode and be a big part of the episode. Especially since they literally spent their final season just setting up the boys. If they're in the show for like 5 minutes and then they go away and we never see them again, I'll be pretty upset just because I don't like the trend of like we give these guys a show to set up another show just not to do the thing. I don't know. I just don't like that trend at all. But that's exciting. I'm excited to see where it leads. Now that Homelander is like super Homelander, I'm curious to see what the next
super
like
Homelander.
You know, I do want scorched earth like Homelander now. I want fully unbridled, fully, you know, he can do whatever he wants now, really. So I'm curious to see kind of where we go over these next couple episodes, how we handle it. What if Gen V characters only show up in one episode? I would not be shocked. Which also sucks though, because they are like, and maybe this is some of the reason for it. They are super overpowered. Like they are very overpowered. Like you haven't seen Gen V, right, Taz?
No.
Like our main character has the power of blood, and they can like control people's movements, and she can bring people like back from the dead if they haven't been dead too. Like she's very overpowered. One of our other characters, Kate, is literally has a power of mind control and can just tell people what to do at any point in time. That'd be nice to use. Just tell Homelander to go kill himself and the season's over. You know what I mean? So I almost think sometimes that like last season they had to like mess up her powers so the plot wouldn't be gone in like 2 seconds last season. So
yeah,
there's a reason maybe why she's not in a lot of the season, because she's just too overpowered and too there's a character that can copy other people's powers. That would be helpful, right? That that could really help us out. So I'll put a pin in it for now. We'll be back next week with the penultimate. Maybe we'll have a guest coming in here that can. I'm trying to think. Is there anything that I like forgot? Oh, we did a Nicole Kidman AMC satire ad thing.
I did see that. Yeah,
that was very funny. There's we had a deep popcorn bucket. I don't know if you saw that. Where
I did not see the popcorn bucket.
It's like the Deadpool and Wolverine mouth wide open thing that they did, but it's for the deep.
Okay, that's fun.
Very funny. When VOT Rising premiered, do you think fans will be a little over the boys' raunchy style? I'm kind of there, to be honest with you. I think maybe that's why I'm like not vibe with the season as much as I typically would, is because this is 8 seasons. If you include this 5 seasons of this show, 2 seasons of Gen V, and The Boys Diabolical. This is season 8.
Diabolical.
That's a lot. That's a lot of this style. And I think that's why I love Gen V season 1 so much, is because I kind of thought that they found their own style and their own tone. And it wasn't as satire. It's kind of its own thing a little bit. And then season 2 is like, it's the boys again kind of thing. So I was kind of down for Gen V being the main show. And now that that's gone, I'm kind of like, well, all right, we'll see what, I'm excited for VOT Rising because it is a prequel. And I think I think that's a time frame that is very interesting for them to dive into. But like in terms of like The Boys Mexico and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't need The Boys Mexico. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's transfer over to a show you've actually watched. And the only show you have this week, and that is Daredevil Born Again season finale. Not series finale, season finale. Season
really,
finale.
We're really letting the devil out here.
We're back for at least one more. At the very least one more. It's been a fun season. I've had a blast talking this season with you guys and breaking it down. I say this for sure. I've had a lot more fun with this season than I did last season.
Than I did with season 1. Yep.
And not that I disliked last season. We still had fun with season 1, but
there's just been a lot more. There's been so much more to talk about this season. It's just been, it's felt like a much more complete product, right? It's like season 1 came out and it just felt like it felt unfinished, right? It felt like a video game that like needs a few updates, needs a few patches, and then it would be, and then it would be where it needed to be. This felt like a classic show, like a classic game that comes out and is like, yep, all the content is there. It's, it's finished. We took our time with it. We did everything we were supposed to do. We fixed all the mistakes that we made last season, and it was all the better for it. I'll come out and say it once again, is I still don't think that this season tops my Netflix seasons.
Sure.
But it's so darn close, man.
Yeah.
Especially, I think still my favorite episode of the entire season was that flashback episode to the season 1, or I guess just before season 1 era. But overall, way better structured season. I think all of the characters that we were not as keen on in season 1 were so much better in this season. I think it does great to set up for, future world building, not just within Daredevil and in future seasons for the Born Again series, but potential characters with coming back and doing spinoffs, or characters going off into other projects potentially. They did so much more with their 8 episodes this season than they did with their 8 episodes last season.
I agree. I fully agree. This is
how you make an 8 episode season.
I definitely agree. And I know, like, man, I've been seeing so many bad takes when it comes to this season. Like, and I think part of it just comes from Daredevil being one of the biggest show, like one of the best made shows of all time. I've seen, and maybe it's just like, and like maybe that's it. Like maybe it's the people that are watching the show are expecting prestige television, which I think it kind of is. I think the season has been fantastic and is among that realm. But I saw the other day a tweet where like, this is one of the worst seasons of TV I've ever seen, and I'm like, we gotta watch more TV. I don't know. Like I can get.
If you said that about, I was gonna say, if you said that about season 1, maybe,
yeah. I just don't. I don't agree. I don't agree whatsoever.
No.
Yeah. Look,
this was very good. This was very good.
It's I think there's only like a couple of small things I could even find to like. Yeah, maybe this thing could have been tightened up a little bit. And I do agree. Like I don't think it necessarily touches. I think it touches aspects of the original. Like there are things I do like more in this than the original. But like,
how are you gonna top the "I beat you" scene at the end of season 3? Like you just can't. Like as much as, and I think that was like what people were kind of comparing it to, at least going into it, was like, oh, there's a scene that kind of rivals. I believe Vincent D'Onofrio said that the ending for this season rivaled the ending for season 3, and
I don't agree. Yeah,
I vehemently disagree with that. Not again that this was a bad ending or anything, but I think maybe my biggest critique of the season, of the finale, is once again it just feels like they're retreading stuff. Is we just got an alternate ending to season 3. Is instead of Daredevil going off doing his thing and Fisk goes to prison, it's the other way around. Fisk goes off, leaves New York, Daredevil goes to prison. Like you basically just got the inverse of it. And like again, thinking about like all the symbolism, and everything like that goes into that decision. Like yes, there's a lot of emotional buildup, and it makes sense as to why it happened and all of that. But you're not going to
beat it.
You're not going to top that scene.
And while I agree, I also don't think it, for me at least, for my enjoyment, I don't think it has to. Like to me, the show has like they designed the season very in particularly not to try and be the original, and I think that was the best choice that they could have made. because it isn't, and they weren't like, this isn't season 4 of Daredevil, and they were never going to be able to perfect that. They found a level that is probably within the greatest comic book TV that has ever been made, and I think it's for them best to finding their own identity and their own style and their own whatever. But there is always going to be that, like, but what they did was this, and that's unfortunately always going to haunt them as long as they're on the air. But for me, I'm so glad that they're kind of being able to tell these new stories and doing these very unique things that the original either didn't have the budget to do, or didn't have, weren't in a place to do those kind of stories. Getting into the episode itself, though, like, I think this episode was split up in a very interesting way. Part one being the lawyer Matt Murdock versus Wilson Fisk stuff, which was
the better part of the episode in my mind.
I'd agree.
I didn't like the final fight either. Like, I think the hallway fights were good, but I didn't like that final confrontation. I thought it was a little.
We'll talk about that.
That was a little silly
because I have some thoughts on it. But I love the lawyer style. I also think it helps that, so like, good. I think, absence make the heart grow wonder. I think that's a good example of this. Arguably we haven't had a great, like, Matt Murdock court scene since, like, not even season 3, because season 3 didn't have it either. He was okay, actually I'll take that back, because I think Born Again season 1 did have a couple good. It had a couple scenes.
Good ones, but we haven't had a great one since.
I argue Defenders.
In court with either Defenders or in court with Frank, even in season 2.
I think I'd say Defenders, because I think like, that's my favorite court scene, was like him with, like, the kid in the wheelchair, like, doing his thing at the start. Like, that's my favorite still.
Okay.
But Frank is always awesome, and then obviously I think, like, the White Tiger stuff last season was also very, very good.
Again, good, but not on the same level.
This one lets Matt do his thing.
Yeah, this might be his. Might be his best. Yeah,
I'd say I think I'd go. This is number 3 for me.
Okay.
I'd go number 2. Number 2 might be the Defenders one. That one's really good. And then the Frank stuff is just fucking next level.
I mean, that
shit.
can't be dethroned. Yeah, that cannot be dethroned. Yeah,
no. But, like, I think I honestly enjoy, and this is saying something, I think I enjoy Matt as, like, a lawyer more than I like him as Daredevil. As much as I love him as Daredevil, Charlie Cox, when you just let him do the dialogue, and you just let him play like putty in a courtroom like that, when he's just back and forthing with someone, especially when you put Wilson Fisk opposed to him, because that's also one of the strongest points of the show, and it's when you just put Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio in a room together and let them just dialogue
opposite each other and just
peak
rip.
So the fact that we got them in a courtroom, which is like we've actually never got to see that much Matt Murdock and Daredevil.
He wasn't really involved with I guess the court proceedings and stuff when Fisk went to prison initially in season 2, right? So it was more so just after the fact.
I would argue that this is one of the first times Matt Murdock and Wilson fully had a big, besides their diner scene in season 1. Like, they have rarely interacted with each other. It's normally Daredevil and Fisk. Kingpin.
Yeah.
So
true.
That's like, their stuff is just so good. I love the whisper scene where it's like, there is stuff I could say up here that would ruin your life. And I love that he tries to do it back and he's like, oh shit, he doesn't work that way. He can't hear me.
I do also love how when he gets up there, addresses the court, what's the first thing he says? When I was a boy. Like,
I love, and he's such a performer. I like that when he just, like, he puts on a show like that. Like, that's what he's good at. Like, he is good at charming the people and making himself look better than he is. And it's like, did you say anything real there, or are you just monologuing? Like, was that a speech or was that a confession?
I love this city. I love New York.
I love
the only thing.
The like whole bit was like, the one thing I knew from a very young age is like how the court system is the most. I was like, you're bullshit. The most bullshit thing I've ever heard out of your goddamn mouth. But it's.
Are you sure you want to go down this route, Mr. Murdock?
So good.
And you're a fool. No.
Seeing it.
I'm Daredevil.
slowly unravel into what it's like. Where are you going with this? Just give me a second. Just give me a second to let me do my thing.
So what do you think about the reveal, right? Because this is obviously it's not an original style reveal. I am Iron Man happened first, then the I am the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Then technically I'm Supergirl. That one happened too.
Groot.
I'm Groot, of course. But now we've got Daredevil revealing himself to the world, revealing his identity to the world. Just clear that up. So how do we feel now that once again we have another hero whose secret identity is no longer secret, where that secret identity was such an integral part of said character in seasons prior?
Listen, I think it's a hard pill to swallow. Because I think what happened in the season finale is that we have changed the status quo of Daredevil in the MCU forever, and that takes balls. That takes balls, especially since one of the things we said going into the season, I think that's been the theme of the season, has been about breaking down the cycle. And you even talked about it, how some of it feels very similar. I think that's kind of the point in many ways. So much of these characters this season, especially Karen and Matt and Wilson, and like even he addresses it, like, what are you going to do? Like, we've gone down this road before, and it doesn't work. And I think Matt knows that, and he knows there has to be a change, and he won't kill. So what is the other option? Is we take this, like, we do this legally. And I think it is such a perfect ending, because this is Matt Murdock having to face the music and having to put his money where his mouth is. If he believes that the system can work, if he believes that this is the way it needs to operate, then he needs to put himself in the shoes and lead by example of why the system works. And I know so many people are mad that, like, oh, Wilson didn't get locked up and he did, but I think that's kind of the point. I think that's how the system works. I think things sneak through the cracks, but ultimately he did still save the city. He beat Kingpin. He took down Kingpin, even if it's not the way people expected. And I know so many people, I'm going to go down a tangent here really quickly, and then we can go back around, I promise. But I know some people like, he just gets to hang out on a beach all day and have fun. And I don't think that's what happened necessarily. Like, yes, he is technically free.
He's, I guess, exiled, excommunicated is the best way to put it, right?
They took away his wife. They took away his money. They took away his power. Last week's episode, he has the line that I think people are forgetting about.
They took away his city.
They had took away everything he loves. And he said last week, I know love was a prison, but I didn't think I would have to go through it alone. And I think that's exactly where he is. He is isolated on an island without anything he cares about. And that, I think, is worse than prison. Throwing him back in prison, he would have his resources, he would have his power, he would climb the ranks again, and we would have gone through the same
and we would have done the exact same thing again.
But
literally just stripping him of everything and being like, no, go sit in the corner, go to a deserted island, go do your thing, Kingpin. You're not allowed to come back here until you've been a good boy now. So go away. Here's my only thing. I've seen set pictures for season 3.
Sure.
That's my only complaint. And also, I believe what Short Car even mentioned this for this season. Biggest problem with the season is that a lot of it was spoiled.
I agree.
Even beyond Mike Coulter's posts. Yes. And again, that was something we talked about for, movie wise and stuff too. But these seasons are not being very well kept under wraps. We know way too much going into them. Like, there was nothing really this season that surprised me.
In fairness, though, I prefer that over taking 3 years for a new season to come out. Like, I prefer them filming while the current season, like, that's a very CW coded of just like, they're filming the next season while the I will take that if we get new seasons every year and it's good, consistent TV. But I get you, and I'm curious to see where we're, and we'll go through some of these comments in a second, guys. But like, I'm curious where we take them. I do. Again, I needed them to do something new at Fisk next season if we were going to bring it back, and I think we might. Like, I'm actually really curious to see what is a Fisk that has lost everything. Like, we've never seen that before. He's always had money and men and resources and power.
Yes, the resources and stuff like that. But who's a Fisk that's lost everything? Spider-Verse.
Sure.
Yeah.
I meant like Orifice.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm excited for that, and then obviously like contrast. Like, I know we're jumping around a lot, but like, I think Matt in prison is fascinating. We've never done that before. We're putting Matt in a brand spanking new location that we've never really done that in the MCU. Period. Like, there's never been a prison arc that I can remember in the MCU. Really.
No, you're right.
So that's at least the main line. Like, we've done some, like, you know, some of the other shows and stuff like that. But like,
I guess very briefly, Ant-Man, kind of.
Sure. You can argue like the Civil War era, kind of.
Yeah.
But like, we've never had the Arrow season 7 arc. Like equivalent in the MCU. So that's exciting to me. He's lost with a bunch of people that hate him, who know exactly who he is now,
including really all exciting. Of the anti-vigilante task force guys. Which now he does have one friend on the inside though, which is
yes,
which is nice. And that what's his name? Is it Cole North? I believe is the character.
They're going to be friends.
In the comics, he was supposed to be kind of like a good guy, and everybody was like, "What's going on here? Why is he not? Why is he being so evil?" Basically, but now he's kind of developed a conscience. So yeah, I think he will be one of the few Daredevil sympathizers in prison. So he will have some connects, which is good.
I want to read through some of these comments.
Yeah, go for it.
We got a lot of comments here talking about the season, and I appreciate every single one of you, and then we can go through more of the nitty-gritty if any questions aren't answered via it. I love the season. Might be recently biased, but it's my second or third favorite season, including Netflix, and same with Disney Plus Marvel series in general. It's my number one Disney Plus Marvel season. I guess live action, if we're not including X-Men. It's my number 2 personally. But Loki's up there for me. I think it's a battle between Loki season 2 and Daredevil season 2 for me.
I still gotta do I still gotta put WandaVision at number 1.
Okay.
I still gotta put WandaVision at number 1. I don't WandaVision, I would say honestly Hawkeye is up there with me as well, and then Born Again. I would say those are my 3, not necessarily in that order. But those are my top 3 right now.
Short Car says some people didn't grow up with CW and it show. Oh, absolutely. I've talked about this many times, but my view on what a bad season of TV is forever. Yes. Like I can watch Game of Thrones and like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and like a lot of these things that people say are like bad final seasons, and I'll be like, that's what everyone was complaining about.
Dude, until the final season has like time travel, and until your Riverdale turns into a time travel show about a meteor and like all these kids got superpowers, don't talk to me about a bad final season.
We've seen a bad TV. So I will like most likely like most modern day TV because it's typically it's not, most stuff isn't bad to me. Most of the stuff is like, oh, it's pretty mid, or that was pretty whatever or whatever.
Like the worst TV, or like the worst season of a TV show now that's airing on Disney Plus or HBO Max or Netflix or something like that is still leagues above, I would say, even some of the better CW seasons. Not to like, hate on them or anything like that, but just like if you're thinking about it quality television, that's kind of where it stands. And again, that shows how much we love those CW shows, because what would it be? Objectively,
there's levels to it.
Objectively, they were not great sometimes. But
there are the best of the best, which I think are like some of the best TV I've ever seen.
Yeah, like
there's a
early seasons Arrow, early seasons Flash. Yeah,
there was a large middle ground where like this isn't great, but maybe not the worst. And then there's bad though, like some of the worst TV I've ever seen.
Later Riverdale seasons and just like some dumb stuff, man.
Let me get this one. This show has some of the best casting around. I fully agree already.
Yes.
Matt, Fisk, Karen, Foggy, Frank, and now Dex after his full coming out party of the season. Can't wait to see how the returning cast get written. I think this season has put Dex at least in the conversation as like, maybe not like tippy top, but like in the greatest villains of all time conversation with season 3 of the original and this season especially, and a little bit last season. I thought it was pretty good last season, but this season especially, he's been great.
Yeah.
Fisk, kind of a symbolic prison of his own. I really like that. I agreed.
Yes.
Like, that island is not where he wants to be. I fully agree. I liked the White Tiger one. Oh, is that for
yeah, the trial?
Yes. I agree.
Yeah, that was good too.
I fully agree. Upfronts are at 4 p.m. tomorrow for Disney, so we're most likely going. We're definitely get Finn officially confirmed. Maybe, yeah. I remember we're getting trailers for like X-Men and Vision Quest and stuff like that coming out tomorrow. So,
ooh, nice. So
we'll have to do like
quite a bit to talk about next week. Yeah.
Yeah. My biggest problem with the season is a lot of it was spoiled. Oh yeah, we already talked about that. Yeah. I think even Mike's. Yes, the Mike thing, which we can officially talk about, which we'll do a conversation here in a couple minutes talking about the ending stuff for sure. I like that in order of Fisk, he had to place himself, really worked with they both lose angle that they went with. Fair?
Yeah. Fair?
What up, Chosen Vader? It's been a minute. Hope you're doing well. Daredevil Season 2 was good. My only problem is the pacing. Born Again needs 13 episodes. See, I don't know if I know some people I really don't like the pacing, and that's fine. I have not had a huge pacing problem for most of the season. I think most of the pacing has been okay. Could it maybe have used one more? Maybe?
Well, remember when Born Again was first announced, right? Remember it was like this whole like 18 episode order, right? And everybody was freaking out like, what do you mean 18 episodes? Like, that's weird.
It was 1 and 2 together, yeah.
Yeah, it's seasons 1 and 2 plus Punisher special, right? Season 1 was 9, season 2 is 8 plus Punisher special. So you're 9 episodes for over the last couple of years. So it's interesting how that all ended up playing out and being released. I still do feel like, yes, season 1 and 2 are very complementary of each other. Like, they are one whole story. It is kind of like you do see a definitive divide between the seasons, but it's not a different story. It's not like how season 1 to season 2 of Daredevil, like there's a definitive different kind of story being told between those seasons. Right, but these just, again, it feels like a mid-season finale going into a back half of a season rather than definitive end of one season, beginning of another season. Sure. I think now with season 3, that is going to, now we finally feel like, we're really into a new season of the show. Like, seasons 1 and 2 are together, and then season 3 is the next season. Maybe it starts a new arc, another two-season arc. Who knows? Maybe that's how they're going to be telling their stories is, multi-season arcs rather than singular season arcs, which then begs the question of why not extend the seasons and put everything into one? Like, I do think that they could have condensed the 18 episodes down to 10 to 15 good, solid, longer meatier episodes and made one season. But again, I think in order to get what we had is we had to have had those seasons split the way that they were, because if season 1 didn't come out the way that it was, season 2 would not have been as good as it was, right?
And I also kind of think maybe that could have been fixed by, like, I do think season 1 is just a weird mix of things. Like, I wish season 1 did feel more independent. Like, I still stand by season 1 should have just been Muse. I don't think we should have done all the Fisk stuff we were doing. I think Fisk still could have been Mayor, but I wish he was more of like a background, like playing the chess pieces from behind, which I think was what we're going to be doing going forward. Or even me and Ben talked on Pipeline this week about, like, season 1 could have been Bullseye as well. Like, Bullseye could have been the full villain of the season, and that also would have worked. But it does kind of feel like season 1 is like set up for season 2, where it's kind of like demo of just like, hey, here's a look at what you're going to be getting eventually. That's exactly but we're not there yet. I want to talk about, what is it, this one? Which this is one of the main criticisms of the episode, and I think it's a valid one, to be fair. I know I've kind of disagreed with you a little bit, but I think it's valid. I get that this is Fisk's worst possible punishment, and I get Matt letting him go, but I just cannot get the other government officials letting him go. So this is a big topic of conversations, is that they offered him the deal. right? They offered him a deal. You can just go out of New York and there won't be any charges. And then he goes out and kills a bunch of people on live television in front of all these people with mass casualties, and then they still let him go. And while I like where ultimately we did go with it, and I've thought about this opinion all week, Short Car. It's silly. It is very silly.
I don't think they let him go. That's my perspective on it. Is they didn't let him go. Is Matt let him go, but the U.S. government did not let Fisk go.
So
and also too, if you think about, look at those stuff. But look at those, and that's what I'm saying. Look at like the set pictures and stuff for next season. He's not a free man by any means. So
do you think he's just on the run currently?
I don't think he's on the run. I think he's in a place with no extradition. He got the heck out of Dodge, and unless he comes back to the city, he's safe. He's free. But the moment he is recognized on U.S. soil again, that's it. He's cooked. That's at least that's the way that I took it. Is that is at least like either he cut a deal personally with Matt, or they did something behind the scenes to like make the wheels of justice turn slowly enough so that he had time to get out.
I feel like they should have showed that, though. I feel like maybe there should have been a, like, Fisk is on, I don't know, like, he's MIA or something like that.
Yeah, I do think that they kind of wrapped things up there very quickly.
Sure.
Like, they took their time with the courtroom scene, which was great. I loved it. I could have even done with more courtroom stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they have everything going on. Bullseye takes out the fake Bullseye, shots being fired, all this, and then they lock down the, whatever it is, the courthouse. You get your dueling hallway fights, which I thought was amazing, by the way. I really loved, again, the split, the parallel, the dichotomy there between Fisk's fighting style and Matt's fighting style. I still don't know how I feel about Kingpin openly killing people, just like out in the open doing it. Like, obviously people knew that he was a bad guy, but like, did he really have to murder these people? Like,
I don't think he cared anymore, though. Like,
I know he didn't, but like it just made it seem like he was so calculated for so long, and so in control of his emotional state. And obviously, they wanted to show how far he had fallen, but that to me still seems somewhat out of character for him to do that. Like, he gets passionate, he will kill somebody here and there, but it's not as publicized. So but yeah, I mean, after Vanessa's death, like, I guess anything's possible.
I feel like you kind of need that scene, because I think if you didn't have a big outrage from him this season, it would have been like, oh, well, we didn't get the big blow up we kind of wanted to. I get what you're saying to a point, but I think he's just at a point where, like, I think he's just, again, like, I think he lost everything. Like, I don't think he cares. He's, again, like, in his mind, he's given everything to these people. Like, he's sacrificed everything for them, and they're still rejecting him, I think. And I think maybe, and maybe I would have liked a little bit more focus on it. But like, I wish they showed maybe Daniel's like portrayal or whatever hitting him hard. Or, like, I kind of would have liked that, maybe, where like even the people I trust don't see what I'm trying to do for them, or like something like that. I think could have been really cool, but they kind of go past it really quickly.
Like, well, it's so weird, because now seeing that they like originally at one point planned for him to survive, it's like they do kind of just like brush over his death very quickly. And there's like one other small little thing later on where you've got BB kind of like coming out of the woodwork and just being, and revealing that she was behind the videos and stuff like that, and then
I didn't like how
puts a little in memoriam there for Daniel, like he wasn't the one that like almost got her killed, but okay.
I thought the BB ending was a little like oh, okay, you're just kind of doing it too, because just to make it feel full circle, but that didn't feel, I don't know, I wasn't. I like the ultimately what we do with her in the final couple minutes, but that scene in particular was like, okay, whatever.
I don't want to say it. I don't say it felt out of place. It just felt awkwardly placed, awkwardly paced, maybe.
I also think the protester stuff for me felt a little. Okay, I have two sides of it. I have a positive and a negative. Some of it did feel a little tiny bit silly to me when they're all putting on the masks and they're all.
Yes.
It felt very like, oh, this is how the world works kind of scenes where I feel like, well, yes, protests happen. I felt like in that way doesn't happen that often, I guess. And I think on the play devil's advocate, like on one side, I think the point of the season is showing how Daredevil has become a symbol, has become a thing that can inspire. I also did find it a little silly sometimes, but
right. But like, why? How could Matt let that happen though? Right? It's like he understands the importance of the kind of symbol he's become. He knows what Fisk is capable of. He just kind of like allowed these people to be sent to their deaths for nothing. That's kind of.
I mean, he was at the courthouse still when they were like charging the Capitol, right?
Yes, but like he could have. I mean, I know obviously he tried to stop it and all that, but like it just.
Sure.
It felt weird that we had so many civilian casualties that could have been avoided.
I will say I do love, from like a symbolism standpoint, there's a shot when they are covering him like the massive Daredevil is just covering him up whole.
Yeah,
that I think is really sick of just like the mental state of Fisk, that like everything he's fought for the last 10 years is literally consuming him. His raid and his fight against Daredevil has taken everything from him. Which I think goes full
Matt
circle.
really let the devil out this episode.
Like it comes full circle to stuff that like we were dealing with earlier in the season, where like Vanessa's like, when will it be enough? When like when can we give this up? It's like, well, when, like, how much is there? And it's that greed of trying to take down Daredevil and own everything. That was his ultimate downfall. He could have become mayor, had all these resources, and just kind of chilled out and been successful, but he needed more. He wanted more. He needed more power and more resources and more acclaim. And I think the symbolism for this stuff this season has been solid. But I agree. I think maybe some of it could have been tightened up like just a little bit in the
it just like
area.
I don't want to say it felt sloppy, but it just felt it felt rushed. I think is the best way to put it. It felt like, okay, we know how we want to start the episode. We know how we want to end the episode. We don't necessarily know how we get to that part. So let's just kind of play like fast and loose with the I guess like logic behind a lot of it, which again it wasn't bad by any means, but just to me that was not one of my more memorable like climactic fights or anything like that of the seasons. Fair. Again, I think the symbolism with the hallway fights was great, but outside of that, the actual context of said hallway fights I did not love quite as much.
This is also kind of interesting. I love the idea of Daredevil's army jumping Fisk in the finale. It makes the line of "the city rejected you, it beat you" more meaningful. I can see that. I can see that for sure. What's this? I guess they made the deal with him to prevent any more civil casualties kind of thing, since Fisk was at his nothing to lose point. But it's about I think it is a valid criticism. I do think it's something, and I'll say, like, I think if they don't address it next season, it will still be an issue for me if they don't address, like, hey, what exactly did happen with Fisk and how did they do it. I'd also play the devil's advocate card of, like, not to get too political, but like, it wouldn't be the first time that like a straight white man with power has actively admitted to doing criminal activities and got away with it. Like, it unfortunately, that is how the system works. Like, if you have the money and I mean, he went to jail 3 previous times and still was elected as mayor. That's still never explained. Like the city knows what he did. Like, they knew all of what he did, and he still was able to get into a point of power. Not to say that you can never be redeemed of your downfalls, but like, he's actively also part of that, known.
I think part of that too is them playing not necessarily fast and loose with the history, but them just like jumping through some logical hoops just because, like, oh, we want Fisk to be the mayor, so he just
it was started as like before they knew it was canon. Like, they were playing with it as if they didn't know. But I would have loved to tell that story. Like, I would have loved it if it was like, it obviously wasn't. It was several years after the snap. But I would love if it was like during the snap. Like everyone is like, half the people that knew what happened were gone, and they needed someone powerful that could take charge in their time. And that would have been so great. That would have been so awesome. Imagine there's a scene where Matt comes back from like the blip, and there's just a billboard of like Fisk as mayor. It's like, oh fuck, what?
Yeah,
that would have been awesome.
Like, what happened? Oh, I saw somebody mention this at one point too, and it kind of did make me a little sad now, right? So after this, obviously, status quo of Daredevil has changed forever. We're never going to be at a point where, the secret identity matters. Obviously, no crazy, like, foggy resurrection or anything this season, anything like that. Status quo is different. We missed out on so much time in Daredevil's career where it was Nelson, Murdoch, and Page, and they were just doing their thing. There's such a big gap that we missed out on because they needed to catch up with the current MCU. Yeah. What do you think we get?
Oh man,
more flashbacks to that era at times? So. Do we get prequel style episodes and stuff? I think that might be the best way to do it going forward. But yeah, we've got, what is it, like 5 to 7 years worth of time that it was off the air. So
I still think that they should have like just continued these shows and booted them on Disney Plus. Like, keep Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of ended on its own term, but like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Cloak and Dagger and Runaways, you don't even have to time jump them. Have the shows stay in their current time and just run accordingly and fill in those 5-year gaps during the blip and tell those stories. I think some of those most interesting things for those shows would have been that. Like, I want to see Jessica Jones as a PI while half the world is missing, and like a lawyer with all this stuff going on. And like, I think that would have been so fascinating.
And here's the thing, though. I think there's a couple reasons why they didn't do it. Number one is just because timeline-wise, why would you go back when the current day of the MCU is
you
in the present, in the future, right? You want to keep moving on.
Yeah.
But also, I think it might have been too complicated for them to explain what all of these characters were doing, what was going on, because they weren't originally a part of that story. Originally, it didn't matter what they were doing because they were not really MCU proper. So...
And you had rights issues too. That like the rights still had to go up as well, which is another.
Well, that's why it took so long, is because they were locked into Netflix for 5 years post.
You're right. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed, but there are some scenes that cut out of the season. A good example was the scene in the church with Matt and Jessica and some others. Yeah, that happens. I also like Jessica this week. I thought, I know some people wanted more from her, but I think this is a nice taste.
Yeah, again, of what we're going to get. Need a ton because we're getting all these guys next season, so don't worry about it. Like,
it's I think the transition of like slowly bringing people in, and then next season it really makes sense. And I think the ending, we could start getting into like the setup for next season stuff towards the like last 3 or so minutes, but like it's very kind of established. Oh wait, we're kind of sticking around kind of vibes. Like okay, we're opening Atlas back up, and spoilers if you haven't seen the episode already, but Luke is back officially in the episode, which was a fantastic surprise.
Yes.
Which, it's interesting because we know he was coming. We didn't know he was coming this season, though. Like, we knew he was coming next season, and I know we...
Good job. Mike Coulter did not spoil something.
Yeah, again, we can finally talk about it because he posted that photo of set of him in, like the orange jumpsuit with Karen and stuff, and so, yeah. But we can fully talk about it now that he's in prison and Luke is back, and...
Yeah.
Slight spoilers for next season, but Iron Fist is also
Iron Fist
coming
will
back.
be there as well.
Yeah.
More teasers for next season. Heather finally puts on the Muse mask, and she's...
Do you like that? I know so many people are hating the storyline this season.
I actually think it's cool. Like, I like it. So here's the thing. I thought Muse was a cool character anyway. It sucked that we didn't get too much of Muse, but I think they've built this up enough that it has some serious potential here. And I think the thing that kind of sold it for me is the fact that she's looking in the mirror without the mask and sees Muse, and then when she puts the mask on, she just sees herself.
That was a great shot.
I'm like, oh, wow, that's some good symbolism there. Like, I think that they could go down an interesting routes. I'm interested to see how her story and Buck's story intertwine next season, now that they both have no master, right? Like, they're both looking for new work, so I wonder what's going to go on there. And obviously too, it seemed like Buck was increasingly more disillusioned with Fisk as the season went on, especially after being forced to kill Daniel. And it's kind of crazy though, he kind of killed Daniel for nothing.
Yeah. You could just waited a day and there would have been no side effects. Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel kind of got himself killed for no reason.
They could have just like hid out for a couple hours or whatever, and they would.
I don't understand that thought process. That, to me, that will still bother me for a little bit. Like, I don't know. I thought that was a little weird.
Is Buck dead? They shot him.
No, he's not dead. Of course he's not. He's not dead.
He's
got a vigilante name in the comics. He's something. Hold on, let me find this. What's his name? Buck Cashman.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious about the Heather stuff, and like if we're like, Heather's not a fighter, at least yet. So like I'm curious, like what is she going to be doing as a vigilante? Is she going to do the same thing the previous Muse did, or is she going to have like some? I'd kind of like if it was some like therapy, like weird like therapy jigsaw shit, or she like kidnaps people and does fucked up therapy shit with it. I think that could be kind of cool. People are saying she's Bullet.
Yeah, here's your overview. Marvel Comics Buck Cashman, better known by his alias Bullet, is a superpowered, brutal mercenary and former U.S. government operative who frequently acts as an enforcer to Wilson Fisk. Blah, blah, blah.
We need new villains, right? Like, we need new villains that aren't just a hand and Fisk and Bullseye, right? So,
well, if Spider-Man has any ties into this, we might be getting more hand anyway. Yeah. Oh, and rumor has it Elektra's coming back next season too. That's not something that's been confirmed nor denied.
It's one of those things where it's like, though. I mean, she's rumored for Spider-Man as well. I don't know if that will happen, but it's it's been talked about, right? From all the interviews, it sounds like doing I Am Daredevil was the goal for the season. Yeah, I think so.
That makes sense.
Like, I think we called that pretty quickly, and then the photos came out. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
Matt could always visit old Doctor Strange. That is, I think, my like. They could do that, but I don't want them to do that.
No.
Secret Wars is technically coming up. I don't want them to do that in any way, shape, or form, but I have to mention it just in case. They could be like, oh, everything's back to normal. Foggy's back, and the identity's back, and if they wanted to, but I do think at this point, as much as I joked about previously wanting Foggy back and wanting all these things back, I think I'm actually kind of content now with a lot of these things and being like, I kind of actually just want them to commit to these consequences now that I've seen kind of what they've done with it and what it's done for Matt. And also, what is it going to do for Karen? Karen's by herself now. She's now lost Matt and Foggy. So I'm actually like fascinated to see what they do with Karen next season. Speaking of, I wish Foggy was still alive. Born Again doesn't hit the same without him. Well, I definitely agreed, especially last season. And I agree. I think in that episode he was in, I'm like, oh, this is home again. I like this feeling.
Well, I was gonna say, here's my I guess consolation prize. If they do a flashback episode every season,
that's
just
what
give us one episode where Foggy's in it, just to like keep him around without him being alive in present day, I'd be content with that.
We just start doing like Arrow style every episode. We get like 5 minutes of flashback or something.
Yeah.
But you know what?
5 minutes of Foggy.
I feel like next season could have the opportunity of a lot of flashbacks because we are doing the Defenders next season. We're going to have to see where the hell they've been. You could easily have a scene of like, Foggy,
half the season could be flashbacks.
Yeah. Or even like if Defenders gets their own show. I know, I honestly think that will happen. you would have had the flashback then and do stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I could, like, didn't Foggy at one point in time work for Jessica's boss or something like he went to her for a while or something?
Yeah.
You could easily fit him in like a Jessica Jones sequence or something. Had such a grin on my face seeing Luke. Yeah, just seeing him back is nice. Just it's like, oh, we can officially say he's back. Like, we know he was back before, but
yeah,
he's back, and it's nice. Do you think Mr. Charles continues into season 3, another MCU project, or do we just see him, or do we just never see him again? I think he'll be in season 3 because Bullseye's in season 3. I think if we didn't know Bullseye was in next season, I would be less sure.
And we know Bullseye's getting a new suit too, which is very cool. Which makes sense. Where does he get that new suit? Is most likely, obviously, from Mr. Matthew Lillard.
Well, you know what is interesting though? Daredevil is currently filming right now, right, for season 3.
Yeah.
You know what else is currently filming?
Superman.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
But they could have easily got his scenes way before. Like, he's not someone who's on set every day, so that's totally doable, especially if he.
That's so funny. Did you see the interview too? I think it was was it a Brandon Davis one where he's like, "Yeah, Matthew Lillard, yeah, you're in everything. Like, next thing we know, you're gonna be in Man of Tomorrow," and he just like started kind of laughing. And
I think he knew
well before.
I think he probably knew before, and he was just like playing coy with them.
Yeah. Huh.
So funny.
So fun.
So funny.
I love this Matthew Lillard renaissance, by the way.
Me too. He really deserves it. He kind of disappeared for a while there and just kind of did cons. So it's so I mean, I think we talked about last week, but he did Scream 7. Even I don't like that movie, or I haven't seen it, but I don't like it on preference. And Daredevil and. Yeah, and
the Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's,
yeah.
That's getting a third movie, I think. So he'll probably be in that too. So awesome sauce. I love it. I love it. I like it with Heather's character quite a lot with her whole mask book, and the point being in it meant the mask always be for your real self. Yeah, I'm interested to see how they do it. I am a little concerned, like, again, how they execute it, because I think it could be silly if they're not careful. I think they're riding the line of like too ridiculous and realistic, and they're right on the line. They're right on the line, and they could easily tip over to silly. So, yeah, I'm curious. Buck nickname is Bullet. What up, Kevin Davis? It's great to see you in here. We do not, or are we not going to see until 20? Wait, what's this? Josh DeMiro or Dano?
I'm not sure.
What is this? Vision?
Are they Disney execs or something? Let me see.
Oh, Josh. He's the new CEO, isn't he?
Okay.
Is that who that is? The new CEO and like FO or whatever.
New CEO. Yeah.
I think I want to play it safe for announcements. Okay, I got you, Kevin. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, we're.
Yeah, that would be a good opportunity to like say, hey, now we're in charge. Like, this is what we got going on. Like, I wouldn't see why not.
I don't know what that's in reference to in terms of announcements. Are you talking like Defenders or whatever? I think they're. I mean, they'll still be greenlighting projects and stuff over the next couple years. But I do agree they're probably going to play it safe, because I don't think they want another Bob Chapek's let's change everything from the ground floor as soon as I get here and kind of burn it to the ground a little bit. So I would agree and disagree at the same time, I'd say. I want to see Mr. Fear at some point. I feel like I don't know Mr. Fear. Do you know Mr. Fear as a villain?
I do not.
I'm not an expert in terms of Daredevil. Like, my knowledge of Daredevil exclusively comes from the TV show. So I'm no expert.
Fear. Mr. Fear is the name of 4 supervillains. Let's see.
Maybe Mr. Fear Daredevil? Yeah, Marvel.
Yeah,
that works.
Let's go to the Marvel subreddit database.
He also followed that by Mr. Fear is a Daredevil villain, if anyone is wondering.
Yeah.
If I was to guess, if I was to make a theory, I'd say Marvel's Scarecrow, maybe. If I was to make a prediction before seeing who it is.
Yeah, okay, so so there are like 4 different versions of the character. Interesting. So there's Zoltan Drago, Star Saxon, Larry Cranston, and Alan Fagan.
Okay. Do we have like a power set or something? Is he?
Mr. Fear is the identity of multiple supervillains who use special fear gas, fired from a gas pellet gun. The original version, Zoltan Drago, first appeared in Daredevil #6, February 1965, created by Stan Lee and Wally Wood. Star Saxon first appeared in the second version of Daredevil, or first appeared as the second version in Daredevil #54, 1969. The third version, Larry Cranston, Daredevil #88, 1972. And the fourth version appeared Marvel Team Up #92, 1980. Interesting.
Okay.
So, yeah. Well, basically, Scarecrow, it sounds like.
Okay, cool.
That has had multiple different versions.
I definitely want them to build out his rogues gallery a bit, because having, what now, basically 6 seasons, it has kind of boiled down to Fisk, the Hand, Bullseye, kind of Muse. And I think for like 6 seasons.
And now Bullseye's not really even a villain anymore. So
we kind of skipped over his thing as well, but I'm really, and this is something we theorized like early on in the season, but him working for Mr. I don't Charles, think he was I think we theorized that he was already working for Mr. Charles. I think he just now was like, hey, why don't you work for me?
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the trade basically, right? So Luke was working for him, and then Luke wanted out, Bullseye wanted in. Nice little, here's your NFL trade went through, and Luke's back home now.
Any chance? I'm putting this out there just for clickbait and to be coy or whatever. Yeah. Any chance Bullseye shows up in Doomsday? Hangs out with our new Avengers crew.
I mean, it just depends on who Mr. Charles.
See you, buddy. Have a great one.
See you, man. It just depends on who he actually works for. Like, is he working for Valentina? Yeah.
They said that early on that he's under her. Yeah.
Okay. So then, yeah, I mean, maybe does he become a Thunderbolt, the Dark Avenger, whatever kind of team that they're trying to put together?
Yeah. I'd kind of love him as like the little brother of the group that everyone kind of hates, kind of thing. Yeah. If we don't do Dark Avengers, which is what I want. I want that for Thunderbolts too. I think that'd be awesome. But if we don't, I'd love him. He's like this new guy that she put on the team, and they're like, stop fucking killing people. We're not trying to do that, bro. Like, come on. Like, I think that'd be so fun.
He's gonna be he's like the one guy that's like still like very villainous in his methods and stuff like that, but is just like, he's like, I'm only here because I get to like legally kill people.
It's it's such a good contrast to Bucky as well, who is like kind of in his shoes a little bit, who knows that life and just like, all right, man, come on, dude. Like, we're not trying to do. Good. I really like this question as kind of we start to wrap up this convo here. I know this is looking ahead, but do you think we get a 4th season of Daredevil? And then I want to add on to this. What do we want for season 4? Do I think we'll get a season 4? I think it's 50-50 right now. I know views haven't been the greatest for the show, and I do think they should write season 3 and make season 3 as if it is the final season, just in case. But I'd like a season 4. I think it's possible. I think they want ongoing TV shows right now. We're not greenlighting a lot of new shows, so I think they want to focus on like yearly shows that can get out pretty quickly. I think Daredevil fits with that. Maybe there's a compromise where maybe we can like lower the budget a little bit to maybe equate those views or whatever. Is there something that you'd like for season 4? Because I do kind of have an idea of maybe something I might potentially want.
I mean, outside of, I'm guessing, so season 3 most likely overall will just be, how do we get Matt out of prison legally? Slash reestablishing Defenders. I would honestly say almost instead of a season 4, I would just rather them just go into Defenders again.
Do you want a Defender season?
Like, even if they say like it's not canceled, but just like, okay, we're gonna give Born Again a break.
Wrapping up.
Not wrap it up, but just like, okay, maybe let's take a year off of Born Again,
like Ted Lasso style.
And just do a Defender series or a Heroes for Hire or
show up in Spider-Man or something.
Exactly. I think that maybe something like that could keep the longevity of the show going, right?
Sure.
Is okay. That's kind of like a cop out answer because I'm not giving you like a storyline or anything for a fourth season, but I think doing it like that, it just so that we kind of okay, we've done 3 seasons worth of stuff now. We we know where we could be headed, but like let's chill, let's not overstay our welcome. Let's give some other characters some spotlight here, and then we'll circle back around to Daredevil in another year or two and see what he's been up to since then. But I would assume season 4, unfortunately, was probably going to be something more Daredevil versus Fisk again. Is like.
I'll say this: they have said that they don't plan to make him the villain of a season again. That's what they've said. They've said that. Doesn't mean it will happen, right? Which I'm here for. I kind of want them to make him like, not that he's not a villain, but like not the main villain. I kind of want him because I feel like we haven't seen much of like underbelly Fisk too much. He's always like big man.
He's in the forefront. Yeah, I would much rather him be kind of like in the Spider-Man animated series where he's just he lives in his tower and he just kind of does stuff. He sends people to go do his dirty work, but he's just kind of like pulling strings from behind the scenes.
That's exactly what I want. And the only time I want him to be the main villain again is when they officially have it be in Spider-Man. That is my hope. And that's where you wrap it up. I want his big final appearance to be a Spider-Man. Again, this is rights aside. I know we can't do that shit. But hypothetically, final appearance, Spider-Man versus Daredevil together, one final thing. Maybe he dies or whatever in the final outing or whatever, his final moments or whatever.
It's like he's been like formulating this plan to get back on top and all of that. And then, okay, Daredevil and Spider-Man have to team up to take him down one final time.
Yeah, that would be very cool. That's my perfect world. But if I could pitch a perfect season 4 for just whatever we're doing, if it's not the final season, I don't even know the comic. I've just heard people talk about it. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm an expert in comics whatsoever. But there is a storyline where Daredevil takes over. I think it's Daredevil and Frank, maybe at different times or whatever, take over for the Hand, and he's trying to rehabilitate the Hand or like rebuild the Hand for something good this time or something kind of neutral instead of just
I like that.
I really like the idea that we had. I think we have to move. I think we're headed into a different era of Daredevil. I think the lawyer side of Daredevil is, for lack of a better word, at least for now, over. And so like, where do we take him next? Where do we take that character next after he's out of prison? He can't just go back to doing his normal life. So maybe he creates a new life, right? Over there with the Hand and like with Elektra. Like maybe that's why maybe that's the season 3 cliffhanger is Elektra being like, I have a new mission for you. Help me rebuild the Hand for something good this time. Or like have season 3 the villain be the Hand, and this idea of like, I can't beat him. I can't beat the Hand. They're too powerful. They're too strong. Maybe I join them. If I can't beat them, let's join them. And that's season 4 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. We've yapped on the season quite a bit. Do you have any final thoughts and feelings before we say goodbye until next March?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's wonderful that we've been getting yearly releases now. We're in year 2 of Daredevil Born Again, which is crazy to think. Like it feels like just yesterday we were talking about the first season coming out and the renewal for season 2 and everything like that. So again, I just hope that they continue this momentum. It sounds like the cast and crew love making the show, and they're going to continue making the show until Disney tells them otherwise. So
yeah,
again, I'm all for it. Very excited for the return of our Defenders characters, and excited to see where those storylines go next season and into projects beyond. But yeah, solid season, much better than season 1. And that was literally my only wish for season 2 was for it to be better than season 1.
Better, and it was.
And do we think that season 3 could be better than season 2?
High bar for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say no.
Not
to be a Debbie Downer, but I think next season's gonna be doing a lot, right? It's introducing all these other characters and stuff. I think it might be cooler than season 2. I think they're doing. I think
for some people it could be better, but I think for others it won't be, just because of the fact that this is going to be a season where I think
It's gonna be Defender.
75%. Well, 75% of it is not about Daredevil. It's about the other. Yeah. It's the other characters. It's Matt in prison. We might not see Matt in a Daredevil costume the entire season. You know,
I don't think. I think he gets out within the first couple. To be honest with you, I think
I would much rather them keep him in prison the entire time. I would much rather that him have like a makeshift prison Daredevil suit. I want to see Iron Fist wear the Daredevil costume. I want to see Electro wear the Daredevil costume. I want everybody but Matt to be out as Daredevil this season.
I think that's a hard pill to swallow.
I want them to, if they're doing this prison story, I want them to fully commit to doing the prison story and don't just do don't pull a Flashpoint where you're done in 2 episodes. Don't even pull I think Arrow did it well. Is they made it the first half of the season.
Sure, which is kind of what I want them to. I don't want it to be all 8 episodes, but I think
But that was an 8 episode. But that was an 8 episode story though. For Arrow, right? That was 7, 8 episodes, and I think that this could easily go for the first 5 to 7 episodes of the season. I think anything less than 4 episodes is shortchanging it.
Okay, I see ya. We'll see how it goes.
Oops, all Daredevils.
That is kind of what I want. I know we kind of pitched that last season, but I really would like to see Bullseye, Elektra, and
Bullseye. Yeah, throw him in there too.
Just accidentally take up the mantle. They all separately I'm gonna do this for Matt, and they're all like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I know I'm Daredevil. They just all pointed. And then I don't know if you talked about this last week. We may have, or maybe it was a different show. But I really want to go into next season with maybe this ideology of, was Fisk right? I want to go into next season with potentially 3 separate Daredevils, White Tiger, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and maybe this conversation of there are a lot of vigilantes. It goes the other direction where now there's you can bring back freaking Swords Master and stuff like that. You bring in all these characters and they're trying to fill in the spots that Daredevil is left behind by Daredevil's absence. And now it's too much, and it's too much. And
maybe you're causing too much chaos, or you have too many people trying to rise up against the vigilantes. It's we just created a new muse. We created Bullet.
Would it be? I think that'd be awesome. And then Daredevil kind of has to come back in and be all right, guys, we got to settle down here. We got
all right, children, relax. Stop. Yeah. Go to your corners. Let me handle it. Yeah.
So good. Yeah. But no, I'm excited for season 2. But the journey doesn't stop this week. Next week we kind of continue the semi-journey with the Punisher special presentation next week to kind of wrap up the season of Daredevil. And then we kind of continue this Daredevil-esque, journey with Spider-Man Brand New Day, with Punisher in that, and the Hand. And I don't know. Matt's in prison right now. There's a prison fight scene. We throwing that out there.
Might see a little Daredevil cameo.
We're also going to be getting, speaking of Daredevil cameos, we got Daredevil and Fisk in Spider-Man Spider-Man Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Friendly Neighborhood, yes, that's coming out soon, too.
We'll be seeing them there as well. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Fun stuff. Taz, thank you for being my entourage for this episode.
Of course. It's fun as always. Love this day of the week. Love this time. So
absolutely.
Always look forward to it.
Got anything cooking? Anything you're working on?
I'm not gonna make a promise I can't keep. So where stuff's cooking in the background. It'll be ready when it's just right. How about that? It'll be ready when it's just right.
Gotcha. Yeah, we got Pipeline coming out on Thursday. I haven't filmed it yet, but we're doing Mortal Kombat 2 and maybe talk on some of the older movies as well as as a little episode. Might be a council member popping in here, so someone that you may or may not know. Check out the second channel. We're working really hard right now to get ahead on stuff. We obviously Kingdom Hearts is done. We just finished freaking what's it called? Mixtape, a new game that just came out. We played all 3 episodes of that, and so that's already pre-recorded and out. Life is Strange is getting done. Eventually, we'll get back to Kingdom Hearts or Kingdom Hearts 2. We got a lot of stuff over there we're working on. And what's today? Monday?
Today is Monday.
Okay. So I will also promote this.
40 minutes.
Okay, it's Monday. It's almost Tuesday. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday.
Okay.
Next Wednesday, Council of Creators, 100th episode. I will be hosting Council of Creators. Again, not this Wednesday, not 2 days from now. 8 days from now or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just go check that out. We're planning some things. We got some games cooking up. We need to talk to Jordan some more about what all we're doing. But go check that out when that is available. And got everything lined up here to end? Yeah, we do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch y'all on the flip side.